southbound due to a crash blocking the shoulder between Universal Boulevard and Sand Lake Road. If you happen to see any other major traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
Rasmussen University is where passion meets education, offering over 60 career-focused programs ranging from nursing and early childhood education to business and IT. Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Tom Arnold on July 30th, A.J. Wilkerson on July 31st, John Morgan on August 1st, and Des Bishop on August 2nd. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit SmileTunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Every great experience starts with a spark. Ignite the excitement at Daytona Beach Poker, where you'll find all your favorite casino-style table games, including Ultimate Texas Hold'em, 3-card poker, Pi Gal Poker, Mississippi Stud, and more. Whether you're chasing a big hand or enjoying a night out with friends, the action is always burning bright. Plus, with Ember Rewards, every hand helps you earn points toward cash, dining, gift cards, resort getaways, and more. New members can earn up to $150 in bonus cash. Daytona Beach Poker. It only takes a spark. Visit today.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Did you know that Budweiser has donated over $33 million to Folds of Honor, supporting families of fallen and injured military members and first responders? As Budweiser celebrates 150 years, Daytona Beverages is proud to continue that mission with the Folds of Honor Local Heroes Challenge. This summer, every Budweiser and Bud Light sold helps fund scholarships right here at home. So at the beach, on the boat, or at the grill, choose Bud or Bud Light and raise one for our local heroes. Daytona Beverages, locally owned and operated in Volusia County.
Russ Rollins here. This July, celebrate America's 250th birthday by declaring your freedom on outdated bathrooms, hard-to-clean grout, and the worry of hidden leaks. At HBN Bath, they'll help you enjoy beautiful, low-maintenance shower designs with quality products from brands like Moen. For a limited time, qualified buyers can enjoy no payments until 2028. It's your chance to declare independence from old bathrooms once and for all. Visit hbnusa.com. That's hbnusa.com. License number CBC 1255975.
Any good weekend plans?
Oh, I'm going on a weekend cruise on MSC Cruises. We're going to White Sand Beach and Beanbag Share.
Are you using nouns as verbs?
You can do that on MSC Cruises. Where was I? The food. We'll rigatoni, French fry, we might even gelato. How about you?
Oh, yeah, I was going to lawnmower.
For a limited time, get up to 30% off cruises, plus get up to $150 onboard credit and kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. I can get you pre-approved in as little as 1 day, even if you're a first-time homebuyer. Get answers today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Thursday, July 30th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from busted lying in 4K to Sophie Cunningham's WNBA scandal gets even worse, and the new documentary shocking viewers in America. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
Hello.
So are you. You can join us with a dispatch. Send it on the website or the News Junkie app right now. You can also watch the show on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
You know, pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Same, man. Feeling good, doing good. Got a lot to talk about today. I was up tinkering a little bit after the show because yesterday I was like, I don't have a video of the day for the YouTube channel. I don't really have a short I want to work on. So I utilized my time into like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I go, I'm going to tinker on the one thing that people have been making fun of me for on this show. And that is, I introduced the text-to-speech voices, and people were saying that they sounded terrible. And the mafia guy didn't sound like the mafia guy. And, you know,
it's so hilarious that when you said the one thing people have been making fun of me, I go, well, surely there's more than one thing.
Well, I mean, there's many things, but this was the one that was
But so then
hardest.
I thought in my head about what it was going to be. And I was like, how do you tinker with the size of your hands? And then that was not that at all. No.
I don't need to do that. My hands are so big that I don't need that. But here's what I did. When you go to thenewsjunkie.com, this is only available for people who are subscribers. But if you go to the News Junkie /dispatch, thenewsjunkie.com /dispatch, when you click TTS, you can select different voices. Now, the voices were sounded funky, and the mafia guy thing wasn't sound like the mafia guy. The radio DJ, oh, you're going to know exactly what I was going for this time. The next time somebody uses the radio DJ. The New York mobster is much more mobstery, and now you put your script in, and you can drag in sound effects along with it. So you can, like, create a script. That's what I wanted people to be able to be creative with. So I tested it out with one of the brand new voices, C-Lane, and let's just see how it goes. Here.
I need to see if the dead air issue is fixed. Oh, damn, the cops are coming. I'm going to have to fight my way out of this thing. Oh, hells yeah, I did it. I killed all of the bad cops and saved the good cops so I don't get in trouble. What an amazing day.
Yeah, I'm a voice on there now. You could use the Sean voice, and I should have probably asked you about this, C-Lane, but you can also use the C-Lane voice. I didn't necessarily clear this with C-Lane, but there's also a C-Lane voice.
How does it sound? Have you tried it out yet?
I have only one test in the system for it, I think. Do you want to hear it?
I mean, I would like, yes, sure. What are we working with here?
All right, this is just really basic. It's just a basic demo, okay? This is like, not other people can see this on the site.
Production C-Lane Smoke on News Junkie. I looked outside and heard this approaching sound. Then everybody started running down the street.
Okay. I mean, I think it works. I think it works. I think it's going to be great. I want to allow you, the listener, to be creative. So those are available if you go to the newsjunkie.com /dispatch. Test them out. There's a new version of this that I want you to see over on the newsjunkie.com /dispatch. And we'll work some of those into the show today. Let's start out as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to... Oh, man, I forgot what the original was. Where was this, C-Lane? Do you know, or do I need to look up the...
Let me see if I can find the tweet for you.
I can probably go back to the one that I sent you there, right? Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, the original one that I cannot play because the man curses a bit. It says the Menasha tornado. So this was in, I believe, Illinois, MENASH. Is that Wisconsin or Illinois?
MENASH, Menasha, Wisconsin.
Okay, Menasha, Wisconsin is where this happened. This is such a great clip. This guy filmed himself. Here's why he's going viral. Let's listen in.
Yikes.
Now, just to bring you there, folks, this man is literally like a tornado's ripping through his neighborhood right now. He is in the middle of the tornado in his neighborhood right now.
Man,
I don't know why he's outside filming this, but he is.
All of the advice that they've given us for years about what to do during certain weather events. You know, get in a room with no windows, preferably an interior room, downstairs. And you'll have, now that camera phones exist, and space bucks and internet points and viral videos, you got people upstairs on their balcony, you know, next to all the windows, like, yeah, the tornado is coming through.
This guy's like riding the lightning like Lieutenant Dan up on the mast of the ship. Signs are flying around.
Trees are coming down.
He literally just said, "Whoa, there goes my roof." I'm like, bro, could you be any more calm? I'll bring it back. Could you be any more calm? The roof of his house flies off, and he's like, "Whoa, there goes my roof." Holy shit. Wow, there goes my roof. Oh, crap. My telephone pole.
No,
Bro.
even better. I'm pretty sure he said, F my telephone pole.
Did he? Hold on.
But it wasn't like, oh, F my telephone pole. It sounded more like a verb, like, F my telephone pole. Which,
I mean, the guy, somebody says he's so happy he's just going viral. That is effing awesome. I mean, he's riding the lightning for sure, but he should go inside. Just so you guys know, like there's an entire power pole snapping in half in his front yard. There's like, it looks like Twister. It looks like the movie Twister. Tree branch. Wow, there goes my roof. Crap. But just go inside.
This guy's commentary aside, that is a crazy view of a telephone pole coming down.
Unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
I'm going to put this, because it is a visual, obviously. I'm going to put this up on See It Now so you guys can see what's happening in this. It's just an unbelievable video that I want you to get to at some point in time today. I'm getting a snapshot of it. During the break, I'll put that up on See It Now so everybody can take a look over on the website.
EF3 tornado.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
EF3?
Yeah,
Okay.
National Weather Service confirms EF3 tornado as Fox Valley begins storm cleanup over in Menasha, Wisconsin.
I'm just a dummy. Let me actually bring in our friend TNJAI for this, just to get the right information. So EF3 tornado is what that one was. What is EF1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Is it about how wide the tornado is? Is it about how strong the tornado is?
It's wind speed.
What is the deal?
The EF scale, which stands for Enhanced Fujita Scale, measures the strength of a tornado based on the damage it causes.
Fujita.
It goes from EF0, the weakest, to EF5, the strongest.
So it's damage.
So it's really about the intensity and destructive power, not just the width of the tornado.
Okay, all right. So about the actual destructive power,
Which I think wind speed, you know, I think.
Yeah, those are going to go hand in hand, I think, right? It's going to work out that way. Okay, we have so many moments to get into. I've already got TTSs coming in from you guys. I don't know if I should feel good about this or bad about this or
that's
whatever.
That tornado was an EF3. That's 136 to 165 miles an hour. That's severe damage.
Mm-hmm.
The EF5 is over 200 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
Incredible
200.
damage.
I mean, it snapped that power pole like it was nothing. You folks really got to take a look at the video over on the newsjunkie.com or in the app in the See It Now section. Jazzy Josh sends in a C-Lane TTS. Are we going to, here's the bet I want to see you guys place today. Is C-Lane going to say withdraw my name from the text-to-speech function before the end of the show?
Well, this is not the challenge I would like for this.
Yeah, because I said, well, don't worry, C-Lane. I said, don't worry. They come in and they don't appear on the website automatically. They do right now, but I'll change that after the show. The Coderino will change that.
You are a lying Coderino.
People will be nice with it.
Hello, I have an announcement. I, Christopher Dolores Lane, am a homosexual. Please clap.
All right. Okay. All right. It's
real jazzy of you, Josh.
Fast paced. Yeah, they're starting to utilize these in good ways and bads, but mostly bad ways. But we'll see if C-Lane lasts through the show, because when I started bringing it back up,
now you're just encouraging them to make my voice say the worst things.
No, they're going to do way worse with my voice, no doubt about it, and I'm fine with it. All right, I'm okay with it. This is only for subscribers anyhow over on the newsjunkie.com. And we'll get to a few more of those as we work along on the show. I wanted to clarify something. We talked about this yesterday, and to best handle this, we're probably going to want to take a break. That's what we'll do. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back on the show, busted lying like never before, like completely caught in 4K.
You?
I'll explain, and I feel wronged. I feel pissed off, honestly. I feel pissed off about this, but we'll discuss what happened, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is still slow on I-4 this morning in the Orlando area for drivers who need to travel by the major attractions exits. No major problems or delays to report, though, for anyone planning to take the Beach Line or the Greenway today. Traffic also looking good on the 408 and 429. If you do run into any major problems on the roads this morning, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Commercials? Nah, not around here. Unless you see a commercial. YouTube, Twitch, TNJ chat, hello. Big ups to TomTom for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Absolutely based, TomTom. Thank you. In fact, let's fire him through. Just like that. Thank you, TomTom. Appreciate that. We'll make sure we mention that on the show today. You can open the door for some other people to try out the TTS improvements, the text-to-speech improvements, by spreading some word with some gifted subscriptions like TomTom. Hey, Meep. Hey, Chaos. Hey, E-Fresh. Obi, Zephys, Vicky, Bird Nerd, Snoop, Ryan, everybody. Hey, how are you? R.I.P. Billy what? Who's that? Who died? Who died? Off to the other side. We're going to talk about caught lying in 4K. I'm quite upset about this. We'll discuss it in a moment. Hello? Okay. See you later. Bye. Be safe out there. You look like an animal. You got the cheetah print going. Bye. Uh-oh. Hold on. Are you guys just sleeping, or did Mega Chat totally break? Uh-oh. Okay. Stand by. Wonder why that does that every now and then. Let's see. I'm going to refresh Mega Chat. All right, that's a little wonky, but I got it kicked back up. Studio screen, too. No! Well, how are you guys all doing TTS? Oh, I got to shut down TTS. You guys are breaking everything with all your TTS submissions. You broke my studio screen. Everybody's trying to do the TTS, text-to-speech thing at once. You broke my fucking studio screen. What am I even doing? This is outrageous. I can't operate like this. It's not funny. It's not funny. Okay, maybe I might be able to refresh it now. Hang on. If this doesn't work, I'm going absolutely nuclear on chat today. No, it doesn't. What happened? I can't operate like this. Well, folks, I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. I can't fix it during the show. It'll be a little too distracting. Maybe it'll come back automatically. But something has happened. And I can only think that it's because you're just drilling the website with text-to-speech. So we'll have to figure that out. Stand by, everybody. We're coming back.
Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
A lot of apps like to say they're free until they ask for your credit card. iHeartRadio is different. No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges. We make money from our advertisers, not from you. It's the same radio you've never paid for. Live radio stations, playlists, podcasts, and artist stations all in one app. So if you haven't already, download the free iHeartRadio app. Free radio. Always has been, always will be. Now wherever you go.
iHeartRadio. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the news.
The same three songs over and over. Hang out with us here in the world's most viral newsroom. You can learn more about the show by going over to the website, which is, as you might imagine, at thenewsjunkie.com. I feel lied to. I'm angered by it, honestly. I'm seriously angered by what has happened here. And I don't know how to handle this other than to just sort of jump right into things here, C-Lane, because I feel like you were lied to as well.
I don't like that.
We had a video that we covered this week, which was Tony Romo, the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and he was getting pulled over for a DUI that happened about a week ago or so. And the body cam footage showed him. And I said, you know what? He doesn't seem like he's really drunk. And it seems like he might have like a really good case on his hands here because he didn't take the breathalyzer. He's not slurring his words. He's not falling over. He seems to be getting the job done when it comes to all of like the roadside tests. What the hell? I think this guy's got a good shot at getting this overturned. We have been lied to. And it's unbelievable that this happened. Now, he's being memed like crazy. There's memes galore that are happening out of this Tony Romo body cam footage. Here's an example.
Okay. Any head injuries?
Excuse me?
Any head injuries recently? Any concussions?
This one's so good.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
They start showing all the footage from Cowboys games when Tony Romo's just getting drilled. He's knocked out, staring up at the sky, and they're memeing him. They're memeing him like crazy, right? They've taken the body cam footage. He's not yet been fired or anything, but he has lied. And I'm changing my mind on this a little bit after some updates on this case. Here's another one of the memes.
Any head injuries recently? Any concussions?
Over the years, yes, but not recently. No.
Please stand with your feet together and your hands down at your side.
Do you want shoes on?
What do you prefer?
Whatever you want. Did I pass this test?
I don't even know what song this is. Some song about hating being sober, and they got Tony Romo going to this one. So they memed about it control. I kind of defended the guy. I put myself out there. I said,
which part was the lie? All right. I can't figure it out yet.
Let me get there. The first thing is this. Here's lie one. Okay. Let me bring this story up in front of me. So
I really thought, I was worried that the lie was going to be that the DUI laws in Wisconsin or wherever they were are not in fact as crazy easy on you as that TikToker would suggest.
No, that seems to be true. Yeah, that seems to be actually accurate.
I was like, there's no way that's because Moses sent that to you personally. He would know.
Yeah, that's not the problem. That wasn't the issue. But let me see if I can bring this up. And ABC News has like only the wrong video now. Okay, I'm just going to have to tell you about it instead of bringing it up because every single story is, finally now I find it. Former Dallas Cowboy quarterback Tony Romo. This is from Good Morning America. Their links on the internet work so brilliantly that if you save a link and then reload it, it will break every time. It's genius. It's like really, really good development, really good Codorino skills on behalf of a news website. But ABC News says, former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo received a citation for possessing an open container in a moving vehicle in connection with his arrest in Wisconsin last week. Tony Romo was arrested near the interchange in downtown Milwaukee on suspicion of operating while under the influence. They then released the body cam footage that we talked about. He was issued 3 citations in connection with the incident. One was operating while under the influence, unsafe passing, and then possession of an open container in a moving vehicle, which was released late yesterday after an open record request from ABC News. According to the open container citation, a deputy said they observed a, quote, open bottle of an alcoholic beverage on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Wow.
So he had an open bottle of a beverage, an alcoholic beverage.
Somebody had an open bottle of an alcoholic beverage. It was on the passenger side of the vehicle, Sean.
He
How
was
do you know it's
alone.
Tony's?
He was alone in the car. He said he hadn't had anything to drink. That seems like a lie to me, Tony Romo. I feel like I've been lied, but that's not the worst part. That is not the worst part. When they asked what he was doing, what did Tony Romo say?
He said he was going to, oh no. He said he was going to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Tony Romo said, I'm going to Grandma and Grandpa's house. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm in town for. He said, I'm in town for Grandma and Grandpa. I'm going to Grandma and Grandpa's house. His grandparents are dead.
Oh, Tony.
They're
Tony.
both dead. All right. This guy, he gave the excuse, and I believed him. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm watching it. I'm like,
you were so on his side. You're like, he's being so great with the cops.
Yes.
Very likable. He's going to get through this.
He's not anymore. I don't agree with myself.
I think he is going to get through it on account of it's just a civil, not criminal charge for him. It's just a fine he has to pay for the first OWI.
Right, but watching the first time, I was like, okay, he's being decent to the police officers. He is not slurring his words like somebody who has had too much to drink. He has an understanding of what the officer is saying to them. In fact, he's doing something which is important in communication. If somebody says something to you and you're not sure if they know that you understand it, you repeat it back to that person. And when you repeat it back to them, it acknowledges to them that you've heard what they were doing. That's a level of cognitive behavior that shows, like, maybe you're not that hammered in the moment. And so I'm watching, I'm going, okay, he's going to his grandparents' house. He hasn't had anything to drink. He doesn't sound like he's slurring. Tony Romo he's going to win this case. But he was lying. He had an open container next to him. He's the only one in the car. And he said he was going to his grandparents' house, and Tony Romo's grandparents are dead. He lied about that. And I cannot believe it. I feel so lied to, so wronged. Let me see. His grandparents died. When did they die? They haven't been for a while.
Did he say, I'm going to my grandma and grandpa's house? Or did he just say, I'm going to grandma and grandpa's house?
That's a good question.
Because
bring up the footage.
If Tony,
I got it.
If Tony has kids, he could be talking like he talked to his kids. Like, all right, guys, let's go. We're going to grandma and grandpa's house.
Let's see.
Deputy Core, Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office.
Were you speaking on speaker back there?
I was.
I didn't even know you guys said that. So sorry.
All right. Reason for my stop today.
Right?
Yep.
That was what you said.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Reason for my stop today is the unsafe passing on the right. The
Okay.
lane deviation.
Say it louder. I'm sorry.
Unsafe passing on the right, cutting across the gore. Obviously, the gore.
Yes.
It's the marked area.
Gotcha.
Where are
By
you
the
coming
way,
from?
until yesterday, I had never heard of that being called a gore.
Me either. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that either. But she just said, "Where are you coming from?"
Well, I live in Dallas, so I came in to visit Grandma and Grandpa, so we're here. I'm going to need that, but I got the goal.
So he said, "I came here to visit my grandma and grandpa."
Did he say my?
You liar. He said, it's hard to hear if he said my or not, but it seemed to me that he was trying to put out there that he was in town to go see his grandma and grandpa. And according to the news stories I saw today, this son of a bitch lied to me. The grandma and grandpa are dead, and they've been dead for a very long time, apparently. Let's see. Told deputy he was on his way to visit his grandparents. Let me just bring this up here. This is from Yahoo Sports, and it says he was cooperating with cops. Yes, that's true. Arrest video. Why was he arrested? Okay. Who are Tony Romo's grandparents? Yahoo Sports says. Romo told police he was heading to see, quote, his grandma and grandpa before being arrested. Romo grew up in the Milwaukee metro area and was arrested in Milwaukee, so that makes sense geographically. A 46-year-old man can have living grandparents, but if it sounds unusual that a 46-year-old man was heading to see both grandma and grandpa, that's because it is. Obituaries for Ramiro Romo Sr. and Felicita Romo of Racine, Wisconsin, indicate both of his paternal grandparents are deceased, while a 2017 obituary for Helen Jakubowski indicates she was Romo's maternal grandmother, and it states that her husband died in 1983.
Ooh.
So his wife's grandparents, his wife's parents are dead.
No, his mother's parents. His mother's parents are dead.
His mother's parents are dead. His father's parents are dead.
Correct.
All the grandparents are dead. They're all rip. Rip grandma and grandpa, you're dead now. They're all dead.
Doesn't mean that he wasn't going to see their house just to be sentimental.
I think he was lying. I think he was lying, and he was caught in 4K, and the world could see it now. And I just wanted to say I retract my statements officially on what I said on the show yesterday. I no longer think that Tony Romo has an open and shut case against the police in this particular instance. I no longer think that he should definitely keep his TV gig, although I still kind of think that.
I think he should keep his TV.
But he's definitely lying here, 100%. Oh, AJ Soup with a twist on this. He could still be going to see his grandparents if they're visiting the cemetery. He never said house. Did he say house? One more time, we have to go back to that. All right, that's the wrong one.
AJ Soup is kind of saying what I said. Like, he could still be going to their house. Like maybe different people live there. He still calls it grandma and grandpa's house. Maybe he owns his grandma and grandpa's house now because he's Tony Romo and he's got money. Or he could be visiting their grave sites.
All of the stories say house. All of the stories say like he said he was going to his grandma and grandpa's house. I'll go back to it one last time here. Let's see, right around here.
Yeah, I know. We gotta basically yell at each other, right?
Oh, hold on.
Grandpa, so we're here. I'm going to do that, but
Visit grandma and grandpa.
Where are you coming from?
well, I live in Dallas, so I came in to visit grandpa, so we're here. I'm going to do that.
Came to visit grandma and grandpa.
I'm going to meet them. He said, going to meet them. All right? You don't say you're going to meet them. I wouldn't say going to Vermont and I'm going to meet my mom and dad if I'm going to the cemetery. You would not say that. You wouldn't. He was lying. Busted lying in 4K, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. I think this changes the game a little bit for him because his grandparents were not with him, and he was lying about that to the police officer. But let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, quick break. When we come back, I'll find out why I broke a bunch of stuff. Here's what I believe happened. I believe that the text-to-speech feature is incredibly popular right now.
Oh, no.
And
everything's screeching to a halt.
Crashed about 100 other things as a result. I cannot fix that during the show necessarily, but we have more of these coming in. A lot of the TTS dispatches that are coming in. A lot more people seem to be choosing you as their voice.
Yeah, because you've challenged them to.
I didn't challenge anybody.
To get me to a position where I want to cancel my participation.
No, I don't want that to happen. I want people to be able to use our voices because it's funny. It's
basically I was voluntold that my voice would be an option.
Voluntold. I forgot to clear it with you. I will abide by your wishes. If you want me to take it off the C-Lane voice, off the text-to-speech feature, I will take that off. But I think it's fun, and I think people should somebody use the radio announcer too, so people could see what that's really supposed to sound like. And the Mafia update too, because they're good. They're good now. I think it's going to change some minds, but we'll see. All right, we'll get into that if it doesn't crash everything as we roll on. Also, an update on something that is going to be banned very, very soon. A 74-year-old woman absolutely melting down, a mother going viral, and all of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Jim Colbert Show. Real talk, fake maturity. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting multiple rounds and waves of heavy rain and storms. Plan for around an 80% chance of rain today.
Hello. Welcome behind the scene. Skull mic activated. Mega chat working, possibly. Not confirmed. Somebody said we should add a Josh and a Mo voice to text-to-speech. Possibly. The Josh text-to-speech, I have to clear it with Josh. I'll talk to him tonight. Secret Shows is tonight at 8 p.m. in this studio, uncensored, for you subscribers. So we'll ask him tonight if we can get a Josh text-to-speech. Moses, I didn't even want to ask because obviously Moses probably doesn't want audio of him saying the things that you guys will make him say. All right? There's a bar formerly known as Grandma and Grandpa's in Wisconsin. That cannot be true. That cannot be true. I don't believe it. All right. When we come back, a couple of things are going to happen. One, I'm going to do a short pick aside that I'm going to open up with you in just a moment here. Two, I'm going to give you an update on the THC drink ban because for some of you, it's not only, hey, in November, hey, later this year, you're not going to be able to buy any THC bans. For some of you, It is happening now. The THC bans are coming into effect now for some of you, which is just absolutely crazy. So unfortunate, so unfair, so screwy. Big alcohol lobbies taking away your freedom to choose THC drinks as an option on the shelves at the liquor store. A better, healthier, safer option than alcohol in every measurable way. But they're already taking them off your shelves. I'll explain in a bit. Hello, Nancy. But our pick aside, here's what I have for you. I'm going to play this for you when we come back. A mother is going mega viral right now across multiple social media platforms. The mother posted a video where she said, not only does she not have her kids do homework when assigned homework at school, and not only is she not going to have her kids do homework when this school year starts, but she has never, ever, ever had any of her kids do homework for school at all. She refuses flat out to have the kids do their homework. She says it's the school interfering with the family life and the kids' personal lives. And others are saying to this woman, like, this is abuse because you're going to set your kids up for failure. You're going to set your kids up to not be able to learn the lessons that are assigned in your weird standoff against the school for sending home homework with the kids. And that's why it's prompted a lot of conversations. Now, we're coming back right now, and we're going to listen to this when we return. Stand by.
Proud to be an authorized ESP guitar dealer. The store is meant to be a community hub where music is celebrated, friendships are made, and everyone from lifelong collectors to first-time buyers can feel at home. Visit DeBerry Family of Music and Records in DeBerry, and that's at 132 South Charles Richard Beale Boulevard. If you're coming off of I-4, it's exit 104 in DeBerry, or follow them on Instagram and Facebook at DeBerry Family Music and Records. William and Lewis are Real Radio listeners, so get over to their store, give them some love, pick up some vinyl, and tell them Angel and the Monster sent you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Seven days. Today's hottest country artists. See performances by Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Hauser. Intimate shows, exclusive experiences, key memories. One unforgettable vacation. Reserve your stateroom today at TopShelfCountryCruise.com. Top Shelf Country Cruise. The bar's set.
Need a new roof or windows? Visit HBNUSA.com.
Radio 104.1.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the
Newsroom, your new home. Learn more about the program, subscribe to the podcast, all of that good stuff over on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. This is an amazing clip I'm about to play for you, and it's fired some people up. And I'm amazed, actually. The thing that amazes me the most, C-Lane, is how many people are taking this woman's side. I think
this woman, the one that you were just testing out?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
This mother, people are taking her side. I think she's crazy. But I may, for once, be like in a minority position here when usually I can tell where everybody else. I'm telling you, the reaction has been, oh, she's right. She's 100% right. I agree with her. I think this is a bad parent. All right. I think the audio I'm about to play for you is a woman who is a bad parent, who's dumb as hell, and is proud of being a bad parent because she doesn't know how ignorant all the things that she's saying are. And that to me is the frustrating part. But this is a mother who is going viral this week on all of the social media platforms that you could think of. There's a lot of action on this video, without a doubt.
Facebook,
right?
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
I'm going to play this for you. Here she is. She's talking about her kids. She's got 3 kids, and she says school's about to start. Her kids don't do homework. They do not do homework. She refuses to have her kids do any homework. All right, stand by. Here we go.
It's that time of the year again when I make that video where I let everybody know that my children do not do homework and they're never going to do homework.
Okay, she says, my kids do not do homework and they're never going to do homework. So, like, flat out, the kids aren't going to ever do it. They've never done it. Her kids are, there's one that's like, she says the ages in a second here. I tried to just get past the part where she drops the S-bomb in the video, so yes. Hopefully I did that.
At school all day for 8 hours. Come home and do homework. If you want to fail them because of it, fail them because of it, and then you're the reason why they won't graduate.
Okay, so we can stop there again. Huh? She says, my kids will never do homework, all right? You have long enough with my kids at school. It's your job to teach them. And she says, if you can't get the job done in school, too bad. And if you fail my kids because they didn't bring in any homework, that's on you. That's your fault. That's your fault if my kids don't fail. To me, this may be the easiest side-picking battle ever. This woman fundamentally doesn't understand the job of a teacher. A teacher.
She thinks she does, though. That's the problem.
She's
thinks
so confident about it.
She might be, coming from one of these standpoints where it's like, when you think of getting into the workforce, and you hear you hear ads for this. Some of the lawyers that advertise on our station will be like, "Hey, you are paid to do your job at work, and if you're required to do things outside of work, they're required to pay you for that too." And so you might be on the hook for missing wages, unfair. Yeah. You're doing work that you're not getting paid for. You're on the hook for that, right? So I think Morgan has done a few of those before, and so I think maybe she's taking that back to hey, your job is to teach at the school. They don't need to be doing any work outside of this. That's school time. This is my time.
How ignorant can you be? The job of a teacher, the hardworking teachers of the United States of America, despite the fact that there's so many terrible parents sending hellion children into their classrooms with attitudes like this, the job of the teacher is to put out a lesson for the students in the class.
Correct.
There might be 20 of them. There might be 30 of them to put out a lesson for the students in the class. The homework is intended to see if the children are actually learning from the lesson, right? So the teacher teaches the lesson, sends it home, and then it's also the responsibility of the parents to do and review that homework with the kids so you as a parent are informed on whether or not your child is learning anything in class. This is not some bona fide bonus daycare system for you to send your kids through when it comes to school. And that's this is a way more pervasive thought than you guys think it is. And I'm telling you, I think some people, I'm on the mom's side. There's some people already who are taking her side. I think that's crazy. This woman sounds so dopey to me, and she's going to set her kids up for failure, but she thinks she's so right.
My 12-year-old has never done homework. My 10-year-old has never done homework. And my 6-year-old has never done homework. They're never going to do homework, and that's just that. And teachers can get over themselves. You teach them for 8 hours a day. If that's not enough time, I don't know what else to tell you. You guys always have an issue with it, and we always make it this big deal, and you always call me in for parent-teacher conferences that I don't attend because I don't care. Literally, your job is to teach them at school.
There you go.
Don't care, kind of, yeah.
That's it.
That's a much heavier statement than she thinks it is.
Yeah, that's it. You invite me to these parent-teacher conferences. I don't go to them because I don't care. Kids need to learn how to do independent work, says Bootsy. Yes, true. That's the entire point. How absolutely dopey are you that you don't know this? And you've got 3 kids?
Teaching them at home. Otherwise, I would be a homeschool teacher. Got it? My job as a parent is to play with my kids. Your job as a teacher is to teach my kids.
Oh, God, there's so much in that sentence. There's so much to extrapolate in that sentence. That is an absolute, I think it's a symptom of what's happening with a lot of younger parents in the last couple of decades.
Is to play with my kids?
My job is to play with my kids. Your job is to teach them. Is such a symptom of a larger disease.
Got it? My job as a parent is to play with my kids. Your job as a teacher is to teach my kids.
Your job as a parent is one thing at a fundamental level. It is one thing as a parent. And so many parents fail at this. Your job is to raise your kid, keep them alive, and get them ready for success. That's it. It's all in one. Your job is to keep them alive and prepare them for the real world. That is the job of a parent. That involves a lot of things that are packed into it. But that's the job. Keep the kid alive and prepare them for a successful life. It's no different than a bird or a bear or anything with a bee, right? A million different animals.
Bird or a bear or a beaver
Battlestar
or
Galactica.
a possum.
It's no different than any of that stuff. That's what your job is, to set your kid up for success.
Therefore, once
Not
again,
to play with them.
homework isn't happening. First off, I don't want to do it in the first place. Like, I don't know how to do algebra, and I'm not going to learn how to do algebra. Y'all can do it. If you want my kid to do homework, have them do it during recess or something. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm not doing homework with my kids.
Have them do it in recess or something. Do we need to examine the word a little bit? Do we need to extrapolate I thought homework had everything you need in it. I thought, like,
sure.
What is the thing? Work. Where is it to be done? Home. It's all right there. I thought it was all right there, but she says, do it at school.
I was trying to search for this video to see if there was more about this woman or anything, and all I'm seeing is more people that are seeing this as an option. Why I stopped making my kids do homework. I don't make my children do their homework, blah, blah, blah.
I'm telling you.
Parents.com article titled, "Yes, you can opt your kids out of homework. Here's how."
I'll leave. Is that seriously on the parents.com website?
Yes, how I opt my kids out of homework. To opt out, I send a note to each of my children's teachers at the beginning of the year, letting them know that my child will not be completing homework, that their overall grade should not be impacted, and that they should not be penalized in any way for not turning in homework assignments. How do people even want to be teachers?
I can't do it. This is millennial parenting, okay? The Gen Z kids will never do this. The Gen Alpha kids will never do this to their own kids. The millennial parenting problem is way too much hugging, not enough preparing your kids for the real world.
But the hugging is so much fun, though.
You can hug too. You could do both, but you gotta make sure that you're preparing your kids for success in the future. And my God, is that dopey. And then to see so many other people share that opinion makes me want to rip my hair out. She's got a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old. They've never done homework. They never will do an assignment at home, she says. You teachers, if you have an issue with this, can get over yourselves. Now, here's the kicker on this. The teachers are going to go, well, it was part of the assignment to do the homework. You didn't bring your homework in. Because you haven't done any homework at your mom's request, you are failing this year. And then the mom is going to I think she flat out said it. She's going to blame the teacher for the kid not passing. Because that's how some of these people view schools. It's a daycare where you don't have to teach your kid anything, but everybody else has to. And if your kid fails at anything, it's never your fault. It's solely the fault of the teacher in the school. Now, I'm not totally doomer pilled on this, because I'll tell you, I saw something yesterday, and if C-Lane's not already going through this, boy, will he soon. And it's such a fun and frustrating time. I saw this sweet mother. She was driving around. She probably did. Yes, she probably did. In the moment I saw C-Lane, she was driving around the park on a bicycle. This sweet mother had purchased this thing. I'd never seen this before, that made her bicycle and her little kid's bicycle behind her like a double thing,
interesting,
like connected the bicycles together, so you as the parent can pedal and steer, and the kid just holds the handles and rides behind and it makes a double bike out of any two bikes. And the mom's doing this, and the little kid goes, "What's that?" And the little kid, as they're going by, points at the crime scene tape that's up because they're doing some construction, like the caution tape.
Oh.
It's up at the park. Not crime scene tape, but caution tape.
Crime scene tape is the difference. There's been a murder.
the caution tape up at the park. And the kid goes, "What's that?" And mom goes, "That's because they're doing some work in there. They don't want anybody to get hurt." "Why is it yellow?" It's because it's a bright color so everybody can see it so nobody gets injured." "Why would somebody get injured?" "Because at construction sites, sometimes the people have to do," and the mom is just so exasperated because she's in this phase that happens when kids learn to talk, Sealand.
Mm-hmm.
The kids ask questions about literally everything you could possibly think of. Every parent knows this who's had a little kid. They ask questions about everything. Why are the clouds white? Why is this? Why is that? Why?
Me.
You know why they're asking that? Because it's evolutionary. And we're supposed to figure out these things. And this is how we learn them from our parents. And parents like this are like, "I don't know. We'll figure that out at school." And that is bad parenting in my estimation. You let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. I just was amazed at the number of people who were like, "Yeah, no, when my kids come home, they're with me. They're not doing homework."
This parents.com article is wild. It says if your child goes to an open admissions public school, opting out of homework can be something you consider. While it may be a particularly good choice if homework is causing major household stress, you don't have to wait until your child is miserable to act if they or you would simply prefer to spend the time in other ways. There are no legal requirements that students complete work outside of school hours, and for many children, the actual determinants of homework outweigh the theoretical benefits.
No, this is parents.com.
Yes.
What has infested this website? What has infested this publication? You can't, if your child, this is like the exact issue that is being washed out, thank God, of American society and Western society right now. Can't wash out fast enough. I even saw this in a court case the other day that somebody was reading. In the court case, there was a young woman who claimed that she was sexually assaulted and physically sexually attacked by this man. And the man said she was making it up and that this was not true, and she was doing this to harm his reputation. And in the court documents, her attorney said when she said he physically sexually assaulted her, she wasn't speaking about it in terms of the definition of the word sexual assault or the phrase sexual assault. She was speaking at it from her own truth and her view of how these instances went down. And thankfully, the judge dismissed that nonsense.
So it didn't happen.
The lawyer literally tried to do this in a case, and the judge dismissed it because there's no such thing as your truth. This is the kind of ideology at play when you say, well, if your kid wants to do something else, of course your kid wants to do something else other than their homework. But being a parent sometimes is about making them do the things that will make them a better adult. Not just the stuff that they want to do. Holy cow. There you go. And we'll see what you think about this. I don't know how many of you agree with this lady, but you can let us know over at thenewsjunkie.com. And the other piece of information I had for you was Delta 8 THC products, all these different THC drinks, hemp-derived THC. I said that there was a clock ticking on those things. And I said, you won't be able to get them unless something drastic changes. And from that moment, things have only gotten worse. The liquor companies that sell these THC drinks, they are escalating their calls for people to do something about this. Otherwise, the entire part of the store is going to disappear. And in some places, for some of you, you're already losing the ability to buy these. They're taking them off the shelves already.
Where?
I'll tell you where this has happened. We'll talk about what's going on in just a little bit. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to help students and teachers as they prepare for the new school year. Details at Real.
All good. Hello. Wait, what? What?
Going to be slowing down your ride. Expect reduced visibility, slippery roadways on I-4, Florida's Turnpike, most of the major roadways. There's also a couple accidents to look out for in US 27 northbound at I-4. The left lane's blocked. On I-4 westbound at Florida's Turnpike, there's a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
That mortgage. Stand by. Permaband coming in. Permaband coming in. Man, nobody had been banned in like a week. Nobody had been banned in a week, YouTube. Somebody reset the clock. It had been a week. We were doing well. Oh, well. Reset the clock. Days since somebody has been banned on YouTube, 0. Banned. Just a punt. Right out. I bet they were on my list. I bet, Abraham, even though you didn't share it with me, I bet they were on your list. Banned. People behaving overall? Oh, overall, people are very much behaving and very, spirited and excitable and fun and interesting and different personalities. Yes, all of those things. Those things are great. You're Dumb on YouTube says, the decline of assignments among teachers who still give homework, 40% have decreased the amount they hand out over the last 2 years. Well, that's not necessarily problematic, right? I don't find that to be an issue. If teachers want to reduce overall homework load, that's okay. I don't think I've seen them before, just a little bitch-ass troll. It's just like it's somebody who I would call, how do I put this? Retarded. Yes. Retarded would be the word that I would use. Yes. That's the phrase I'll use for that person. Meanwhile, Twitch, days since a ban on Twitch, maybe 100. 150. Or is it a week? Is it a week on Twitch? This is way fewer bans than most streamers have, just for the record. It's just there is some like poisonous portion of every audience, and if you give in to that poisonous portion of your audience, you will end up with a really shitty situation on your hands. It has happened to so many big creators. So when those people, like the anti-fan types, start to rise up, in my estimation, having been doing this for a very, very long time, you have to eradicate that. You have to absolutely blast them out of here. And to anybody who wants to find themselves in that community, you could go talk about this shit anywhere else you want, but you ain't talking about it here. Okay? Around here, there's a set of rules, and that's how it's going to go. Bye. 90 seconds, and we're back. Well, there's only 17 people on Twitch, so there's that. How dare you audience shame Twitch? How rude. You hear that, Twitch? They're audience shaming you over there. Also, your numbers are off, sir. There's more than that on Twitch. It's 31 right now on Twitch, okay? And climbing. 33 now. 33 and climbing, baby. Twitch, can we get to 35? Can we get to 35, Twitch? Okay, we got to come back. Here we go. Back live on the show.
At no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the new.
And I got something for you here in a moment. You can learn more about the show, and you can even watch what's going on over on youtube.com/The News Junkie. They're tired of humans playing God, they say. This is people, C-Lane, reacting to the plan to release something. And when I saw this, I was like, I kind of get what you're saying, but it doesn't logically follow. Like, it doesn't make sense. In Florida, for those of you who don't know, one of the great scourges of Florida life is mosquitoes. Save for, knock on all of the wood, in my neighborhood, we have so many bats that the bats eat all of the bugs. And the bats are amazing. I love bats. I'm a big bat fan, all right?
We got a bat house a while back and still have not put it up. But,
you got to put it up.
Yeah, I know.
They're so good. You get bats going on in your neighborhood, and they will completely wipe out the mosquito population. That's the real answer to all of this.
And then we'll just have bats, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't mind bats. Maybe there's a bad side to too many bats, too. But, all right, there
guano?
Is yeah, probably. Too much guano must be bad. But this story says, I'm tired of humans playing God. Thousands react to a plan to release 32 million modified mosquitoes in Florida. So it's not the first time anything like this has been done. This is how they do it a lot when they're trying to combat diseases and stuff that are spreading.
Yeah. Well, aren't they doing they were talking about genetically modifying the mosquitoes so that the procreation cuts off, right?
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. The debug programs. They will release these things.
It's a good name.
And Google is behind at least one of the major ones. And Google is getting ready, if they're approved in this permit, and they're going to release over the course of 2 years, 32 million mosquitoes, modified mosquitoes. So in 1 year, 16 million released out, wandering around, flying through the airs. Next year, the other half, the other 16 million, a total of 32 million mosquitoes will be released. And this program from Google releases these sterile mosquitoes so that the other mosquitoes try to mate with them, and then they don't end up having more mosquitoes. Less mosquitoes, less chance that you'll get Zika, which is real bad, yellow fever or dengue, and other issues that you can run into.
I don't think we're supposed to call it yellow fever anymore.
Well, that's what it says on the sheet in front of me here.
Right.
This article says yellow fever.
Insensitive.
Yeah, I think this is a different one. Per officials with the program, this method could help prevent the spread of such diseases without relying on unsustainable pesticides or attempting to clear all standing water in an area. something they say is unfeasible. So they're all male mosquitoes, like the opposite of Jurassic Park. They're all male mosquitoes. The male mosquitoes cannot bite, nor can they spread disease. And then these ones can't have offspring. So they go out there, they're all male, they attempt to mate, and then nothing happens. And then there's a lesser population of mosquitoes. But there was a bunch of people who said, what is the ramification? What are the results going to be of this? I'm so tired. This is one of the comments. I'm so tired of humans playing God. And I asked you, if that's the way you feel about the mosquito program, you could apply that to like everything that we do with wildlife, because we intervene all the time. We have a contest. We literally had somebody on a couple of weeks ago who was part of the contest to kill pythons because we have too many pythons in the Florida Everglades in particular.
I think that's not play gaudy enough for some people's likings. I think when you start hearing genetically modified,
Bingo.
people are like, oh, whoa, they're putting too much science into this. There's not a lot of science into killing pythons. We get it. Too many pythons, kill some pythons, less pythons. That's not sciencey. But actually going in and manipulating the genes and having the test tubes, and I think that's where people really get the feeling of playing God, and that's where it rubs them the wrong way.
I think you're exactly right. I think it's genetically modified is the trigger. I think that's what gets people. If you tell people about genetically modified meat or genetically modified foods, they're like, oh my God. And then you say, well, hey, what if this one type of banana tasted better? And they're like, oh, I want a banana that tasted better. Like, well, what if to do that you have to selectively breed the bananas and such, so many words, to make the bananas sweeter and bigger and better and less prone to having all sorts of diseases. And they'll go, yeah, I want those. And you go, that's genetically modified.
It's banana eugenics. It's
yes, banana eugenics. I'm in full support of. My favorite type of eugenics is banana eugenics. All right, don't let anybody tell you it's bad. I'm in full support of it. But I don't think this is playing God. I think this is playing smart. I think it's playing smart. God, if you believe in God, created humans with a level of intellect far beyond anything else in the animal kingdom. We learned how to do all sorts of awesome stuff and some very dumb stuff with that intellect.
You know how we keep, as a society, as humans, inventing robots to do stuff that we don't want to do anymore?
Yeah.
What if God, crazy idea, was like, I'm tired of godding all the time. I have created man in my image. I've made man very, very smart. And he's going to get to a point
and
where
I want to rest.
He could just,
I want to rest.
Not just right? Sundays.
Yeah.
No, he wants to retire.
Yeah. He started out with 1 day a week, and now the retirement plan has arrived. And if you believe in this kind of stuff, it's not playing God. By the way, a lot of these people are quite emotional human beings, and they'll play God all the time. Like if somebody I'll play God. For instance, the other day, I cannot believe I'm going to admit this because this is, I hate to say this, but it's true. I hate to say this, and it's going to ruin my rep a little bit, but it's true. I was going for my walk the other day, and as I was walking, I've mentioned before that the neighborhood that I live in is just full of peacocks. There are peacocks everywhere. And you can tell the new people in the neighborhood because they stop and take pictures. And then after a while, you realize, the peacocks are a bit of a problem. Like they replicate really fast. They're really big. They don't have a lot of predators that go after them. And the peacocks are everywhere. And so as I'm walking the other day, I see this peacock, and it's running along the sidewalk. And there's a parked car blocking the peacock's view. And the peacock is just about to dart in front of a car going 30 miles an hour. It doesn't see that there's a car coming, and it's about to go. And I scared the peacock back towards the sidewalk real quick so that it wouldn't step out in front and get plowed by this car. I was playing God in that situation, but I didn't want to get peacock guts all over me.
It was nice of you to just kind of forget your troubles for a minute and just focus on being a peacock blocker.
I was
to make sure that thing survived.
I was a peacock blocker in that moment because I thought I don't want to get peacock guts on me. I also think I don't want my day to be ruined by seeing an animal get absolutely massacred. And I think intervening is not all that bad. I'm fine with intervening in this case.
Could you imagine if you let that peacock just get run over and then the driver of that car looks at you and is like, you could have said something, man. You could have said anything. I got peacock smeared all over my my Mercedes.
It was big, too. Like, it was a full-size peacock. And it was so close to I saw everything happening in my head. You know how you see things like Matrix style sometimes? And you go, oh, God, the peacock. And you know that the peacock is about to leap in front of the car, and then the car is going to hit. You picture it all happening. So quickly, I just scurry it the other way. I intervened. I was playing God. I don't care. I think sometimes that's fine. I don't really have a problem with it. Maybe everybody is on a different page on this one. We'll see where you're at. Send us a dispatch over on thenewsjunkie.com. Now, this was something that was supposed to be happening, but not right away. This was something that was supposed to happen, I think, in November, but it's already occurring in Texas in particular. We know we got a lot of you who are hanging out there in Texas. Here's an example. Texas retailers are already adapting to the shifting legal landscape for hemp in Texas. They are already pulling the THC drinks off of the shelves.
It's a damn shame.
They're pulling them
shame.
off. Beginning today, all of the THC drinks in the entire state of Texas, I guess. Hang on, let me see what they said. This is NBC over in Texas talking about their THC ban hitting. And just know everything you hear is what's going to happen for us. And I think, is it November? Is that when the other the like federal thing is coming up?
I think so. It was like a year from when they passed the thing.
Yeah, I think it's November, but I'm not positive. I'll have to take a look. I know all the liquor companies are starting, and the liquor stores are starting to send out emails to their customers, but it's already happening in Texas. Here we go.
THC products sold across Texas will no longer be legal. The change will force some businesses to pull products from their shelves, while customers who use them are looking for what comes next.
Good luck.
Merrick Yeomans shows us how one North Texas dispensary and its customers are bracing for the change.
Are they gobbling them all up?
Endo Dispensary in Rowlett.
Hey, how are you?
There's a sense of uncertainty.
And they're crying. What are we going to do? You want to do 3 more bottles?
On Friday, owner Mike Brown says 90% of the products on his shelves will have to go.
How much of that do you have left?
For 76-year-old Rayma Hughley, that's hard to accept.
I'm a singer, and
the old lady just wants her THC.
I take the Delta 8 to help me sleep. My doctor doesn't recommend sleeping pills for me.
Amen, lady.
Yep.
Amen. It's so good for helping you sleep, helping get a full night of sleep. It's good at transferring people off of drinking, and it's good for a million other reasons. But
now I do get a little paranoid before I sleep. But
I did last night, buddy. Last night I was like, did I have too many of these things? By mid-November of this year, that's going to be happening in Florida, says Tanya. Yes, it's happening in Texas for our friends there already. There are a lot of different states where this is kicking in early, but the one in November is a federal deal, I think.
Yeah,
I believe, and the theory is that that's from the liquor companies who took a big hit as a result of this, and they want to remove your options from you.
With the products she's relied on for years to treat insomnia about to disappear from store shelves,
I got you covered.
she stocked up.
Thank you.
In a matter of hours, Texas will ban the sale of consumable hemp products containing intoxicating cannabinoids like Delta 8, Delta 10, and THCP. The state says those products pose a risk to public health.
Yeah, it's a huge risk to public health. Now, please, if you will, shift over from the THC aisle to the tequila aisle, where everything is very healthy for you and nothing will bother your health at all.
Who the hell says cannabinoids?
I've not heard that.
Cannabinoids, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what I've heard, cannabinoids.
Do
the
you
lady
think,
doesn't smoke.
Do you think that now that they've sold these in stores and people have gotten kind of used to them and relied on them, do you think maybe not this specific lady, but some ladies like this will go, well, I can't get my THC gummies anymore. I'm going to have to just find a good old-fashioned drug dealer.
That's right. They're going to go to the streets. They're going to go to the black market. This lady's like, I can't sleep anymore. And the only other option is for you to buy so many nowadays that you can last for the rest of your life. And I've already done the math. It ain't good.
You've already found out the cubic feet of your Harry Potter room and seen just how much nowadays you could fit in there.
Nowadays are not cheap, folks. I think a 6-pack is like $15 or something.
You were the one that decided on drinking the most expensive THC drink on the shelf.
It's the best one.
I buy the buddies, and they are my buddies.
Well, maybe they're good. Maybe I should be trying those out.
I have found that the flavors on them, especially the zero sugar, because no product went to zero sugar faster than these THC seltzers. Mm-hmm. It was like perfect for people on like low carb diets and stuff. You're like, you want to get a little high? Here's a seltzer that has the hint of flavor, a suggestion of flavor.
Look how healthy they are. You see what we're hearing?
Exactly. And then, so I don't find them to have that much taste. So my regimen when I'm having a California sober night is to take one of the 10 milligram cans, split it into 2 mocktails, and then I mix it with ginger beer. So it's very similar to what I would be drinking if there was vodka.
Yeah, and I love it.
It's the same thing. It's
that's what I do.
A similar taste, and it's great.
I don't mix in the ginger beer, but that's actually a good idea. I should try that. I do. But I do the same thing you do. I make a little mocktail out of it, and I'm not drinking alcohol. Alien 2 says, grow your own ass. Where are the instructions on how to grow a nowadays? What am I supposed to do?
I think he's talking about just grow your own weed.
Well, exactly. But Sean, all you need to do is cultivate a small marijuana garden in your backyard, make that marijuana grow to full height, figure out how to shock it and get the bud to come off the plant, separate the THC from the flowers, distill this into a usable liquid that you can then make into your own beverage that hopefully doesn't kill you or get you too high because you have no idea what you're doing. Am I Mr. Wizard? What do you think I'm going to be? Am I Bill Nye, the science guy? I have no idea how to do any of that. I just want to be able to go to the store and buy the thing that I can buy.
Willy Wonka for weed? That's Willie Nelson.
Well, yeah, that guy already exists. What am I supposed to do? To hell with this whole thing. And not enough people are angry enough, so guess what's going to happen? My words will fly out into Nowhereville, into the ether. And then at the end of the year, you guys will be like, oh, man, you were right about that thing. I guess we can't get those anymore. Unless you want something to change. And then you got to get a little bit loud about this. That's what I think you need to do. Let us know your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, we got to get into your dispatches, which I think we'll do in just a moment here. We'll save these. I'll play some of those. We'll get to also your emails, which are coming in. Big thank you, big fat giant thank you to, who was it? I didn't get the email for this because the website was completely crashing. I could tell you. Hang on. I could tell you. Let me bring this up. Tom. Thank you to Tom.
All right, Tom.
5 gifted subscriptions over on thenewsjunkie.com. Those folks will be able to check out Secret Shows, which is streaming at 8 p.m. today, as with all Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming on thenewsjunkie.com. You can watch live or watch on demand on Friday. So go subscribe to support the show over there. Thank you to Tom for the gifted subscriptions.
Going to newsjunkie.com.
Yeah, appreciate that, Tom. It just works. When we come back, the new documentary that is really, really freaking people out. It's pretty crazy to see, and it's got me changing my mind about something for the second time today. What's that? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
I remember one time this girl was like, "Hey, like it'll be hot. We were swimming. She's like, kiss me underwater," and I almost died.
Damn it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Rainy conditions are going to be slowing down your ride. Expect reduced visibility, slippery roadways on I-4, Florida's Turnpike, most of the major roadways. There's also a couple accidents to look out for in US 27 northbound at I-4. The left lane's blocked. On I-4 westbound at Florida's Turnpike, there's a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm
Hello, hello. Welcome behind the scenes. Skull mic activated. Uh-oh. Look at this guy. DJ Rage with the 10 gifted subscriptions over on the newsjunkie.com. Thank you, Rage. Thank you for that big support. Let's see if we can get 19 more today to kick us up to a real solid number. 19 more is the goal today. 19 more. If we get 19 more people to subscribe or gift subscriptions, every one of them counts. That'll get us to the goal. We are 19 away from our goal today. Premium subscriptions on the newsjunkie.com. Oh, shoot. Hang on, I got to check something. I heard one of the merch options possibly has arrived. Let's see. There. Nice. Lady, I can't let you out. I'm sorry, bud. Okay. I think these are already available on the website. Okay. Oh. Careful, careful. Oh, yeah. These are available right now. The Jimothy Says Relax stickers have arrived. They're available if you subscribe or if you gift subscriptions. You can claim those. The Jimothy Says Relax stickers are in over at thenewsjunkie.com. Subscribe if you're already subscribed. Gift subscriptions to others, and you can claim those. You can claim random magnets. There's usually specialty designs. There's another one coming, an amazing specialty design for the month of August, which people are going to love. But we're 19 away from our goal. How many of you watched the Brian Koberger docuseries that just dropped? Anybody watch this yet? Chat? YouTube, Twitch, TNJ chat. Did anybody watch the Brian Koberger docuseries that just dropped? What's it on? Is it on Netflix or Hulu? Koberger. The Idaho Murders is on Netflix. It's called The Idaho Murders. It's on Netflix. It's about Brian Koberger. He's the guy who killed those co-eds, the college girls, at that house in Idaho. And he went in there with his knife. And then he entered a guilty plea. But then now he's trying to withdraw his guilty plea. And my initial reaction was the judge should deny his request to withdraw his guilty plea, which was done in exchange for removing the death penalty and giving him life sentences. After watching the Netflix series, The Idaho Murders, that they just dropped, I take it all back. I was wrong. I now think the judge would maybe be best served by saying, okay, we'll take your not guilty plea back. Death penalty's on the table. Let's go. Because the family members in this docuseries, almost all of them want this guy to die. They want the death penalty for this guy. almost all of them were upset about this plea deal that was made. The killer and Sam Altman look a lot alike. Are we sure they're not the same person? The Brian Koberger just has this like detached from reality look, which, you know, explains a lot actually. But many of the families of these kids in the docuseries were outwardly angry that they made this deal which spared his life. They did not want that. All right, we're coming back, folks. Stand by.
Routine for health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to Metamucil.com for more details.
A lot of apps like to say they're free until they ask for your credit card. iHeartRadio is different. No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges. We make money from our advertisers, not from you. It's the same radio you've never paid for. Live radio stations, playlists, podcasts, and artist stations all in one app. So if you haven't already, download the free iHeartRadio app. Free radio. Always has been, always will be. Now wherever you go.
iHeartRadio. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
On the show or what we're not talking about. Put that out there and let us know what you think with the dispatch that you can record over on thenewsjunkie.com or email the show, tips, at thenewsjunkie.com. Last night we watched the new Brian Koberger docuseries on Netflix, and I got to tell you, it completely changed my mind about this story. It's called The Idaho Murders. No, I don't think he's innocent. I think the case is such an open and shut case, Elaine, to me, because if you don't remember this case, Brian Koberger was this scumbag who went to this small town in Idaho, and at this house, I'm looking at the house here from the Netflix trailer for the Idaho Murders, and this house was kind of strange. It was like this 3-story house where all these girls lived together. It was like a party house for college, and he was casing the house. And eventually, in the middle of the night, about 3 or 4 o'clock, he stopped by, sneaks into the house, and he went through the house and killed 4 people. Killed 3 young women in the prime of their lives, for God's sake. 20-something-year-old, the whole lives ahead of them, I should say. Your whole life is the prime, but the whole life was ahead of them. And these young girls had that stripped away from them by this lunatic. And it changed my mind. It really did. Because, number one, they had a lot of great footage. Body cam footage is just a boon to the documentary world. It's huge. It's changing everything. It's adding so much great footage to these documentaries. And they showed a lot of scenes in this that I had never seen before. But the thing that really changed my mind was this documentary about those murders in Idaho of those college girls. I said, that I was angry because Brian Koberger, he put in a guilty plea in exchange for not getting the death penalty. And the prosecution and the judge, they gave it to him. And we remember the whole thing where the family statements, the victim statements, were these people were coming up to the microphone and they were just letting this guy have it. They were like,
some of them we couldn't play.
Oh my God, they were cursing him. They were like absolutely letting it rip 100%. On this guy because he murdered their loved one. And that's awesome, right? It's awesome that they were able to do that and have that moment, I should clarify.
Yeah.
But I said, well, now all of a sudden Brian Koberger wants to retract his guilty plea. And he's arguing that his lawyers were giving him bad advice, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, the judge should deny this. The family's already gone through this. The family the families of all these victims just want to move on with their lives. But when I watched this documentary, the families made it so clear that they want this dude to get the death penalty. All right. They were mad that the prosecutor made a deal. They were upset that they didn't get to have their day in court. So if the family members want that and they would be happy that he would withdraw his guilty plea, I changed my mind. I think that the judge should grant it. Let the family members have that day in court. Let them go after that death penalty. It's an open and shut case. The guy's DNA was found on the knife shield or the sheath, you could say, that he left behind at the murder scene. The knife sheath that he was proven to have purchased on his Amazon account. The knife sheath had his DNA that they traced back to him. The DNA from that gave them a warrant to take his cell phone information and track him as he would go to this neighborhood over and over and over again, casing it beforehand, casing this tiny little town in Idaho where this all went down. And then after the murders, never going back to that town again, which is very suspicious, obviously.
Do you think the family members do want the judge to grant this request for a new trial?
I think that they would, judging by what they said on the docuseries. I think that they would.
The stuff that they said on the docuseries, was it after the courtroom day where everybody had their say at him and the case was all closed and he was sentenced and hauled off to jail, to prison?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Because my curiosity would be like, yeah, you talked to the family members at the time who were really upset that this plea deal was allowed to happen, and they made it. They said as much, and then maybe they've had some time to try and move past this, and perhaps some of them would go, yeah, I wish he would have been given the death penalty or not been given this plea deal, but at this time, I've done so much work on myself on getting past this, on moving on, that giving this guy a new trial would just kind of drudge all that stuff back up. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like this. So
I mean, I haven't either, but I think I would feel exactly how you just explained. I think that's how I would feel. I believe that you wouldn't
want to bring it back up.
No,
have it reignite old feelings and everything that you went through at the moment.
No, and to be totally clear, there was 3 young girls and 1 young man who were killed by Brian Kohberger in this docuseries, the Idaho Murders. They lay the whole thing out. It's really, really good and very interesting watch for sure. But there were, 4 families that were affected by this, and many more down the line. The families of the young man who died, they didn't even show up to the court thing where they were making their statements and stuff. They did a memorial where they all went out on the water and partied in his memory, and they didn't want to be part of this stuff. So that family doesn't feel that way. But the other 3 families are like, death. They want revenge. Some of the footage, I don't know if I could play this or not. This is from the preview that Netflix put out. Stand by the dump button, see that.
Can you find them?
Yeah, the roommates called me this morning to come check because they thought they saw someone in here last night and they went into their rooms.
Okay, this is some young guy. If you don't know the story, I
heard that once.
The cream of it. There was 2 women who were inside this house in Idaho where all the murders took place, and they got very, very scared. And one of them, she locked herself in her room after Brian Kohberger literally walked by her in the hallway and spared her for whatever reason. She was freaking out. She was maybe on mushrooms. I don't know, but freaking out. And then she didn't dial 911. This happened around 4 o'clock in the morning. She didn't dial 911 until the next day around noon. So these murders had happened at this house. This woman had seen the intruder and had known what was going on. There was the texting going on between roommates and stuff, but she was so freaked out, so maybe, tweaked out, that she didn't call 911 for 8 hours. And she also called some of her friends, including the guy that the cops are approaching here, and said, something happened in my house. And it was that guy who went into the room and discovered that something was wrong.
I came over when they called, and I opened the door and I saw that.
I saw that.
Go ahead and step downstairs here. Is there anybody else upstairs? Or anybody else?
I don't know.
Don't touch anything? Don't touch it?
I grabbed that knife in the kitchen because when I went in there, I didn't know if there was something in there.
Okay.
Like you can see the house is all set up like a party house. They've got flip cup or, like beer pong.
Yep.
They were just college kids living life, enjoying themselves.
Grab them. Make sure you got your ID with you.
I can tell you my name.
Okay. Yeah, right here. You want to go ahead and have a seat over here? One second. One second, folks.
He's freaking out.
Let's go. House isn't clear yet. Monster Police Department, if you're in here, announce yourself.
They show the moment where, I'll stop it right there because it curses. I paused it at the perfect spot. That's when he stumbled upon the other two bodies. And it's definitely worth watching. And it's called The Idaho Murders over on Netflix. If you haven't seen that series yet, watch it and report back. Let me know if it changes your mind on anything. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and email us afterwards to tell us how you feel about it.
Every time this guy comes up, you know what people are reaching out for.
Koberger?
Yeah.
What?
They want to know what's if we talked to or heard from that psycho woman that was a big fan of his.
I forgot about that lady, the psychopath lady. Yeah.
I mean, when it came up yesterday, people were in the chat room about it. Now Peisenberg's texting me about it. Like, what's up with this lady? Would you guys ever reach out to the psychopath that was a big Koberger fan? She was in that Reddit that was like pro Koberger.
Yeah, I don't have her number. I wish I did. But she was very secretive. Like, she was married. This woman, if you don't know the story, this woman, you can go back to the News Junkie interviews on the website. I got a hold of her, and she said she was a psychopath, and she loved the Brian Koberger guy because he too was a psychopath, and she wanted to leave her husband secretly and marry the murderer and run away with him. And she was so strange, and she had to be secretive and was hiding her information and stuff. No, I don't know what she's up to, but probably nothing good. It's very, very strange, that whole thing. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, oh, by the way, thanks to DJ Rage for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you so much, Rage. What an amazing guy. 10 gifted subs. That makes for him and Tom so far today. You could be next. Every single one helps. Go gift yours or subscribe yourself over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the hot sheet is coming up. We'll see what's happening there. And also, we got a bunch more to get into, including, I have to explain to you this new technology that people are getting excited about that is freaking me out. That's going to be in the second half of the show. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com.
Hello. Hey, quick note to you, chat. I'm not going to talk about the same shit over and over and over again. I see people chatting about stuff in, I think YouTube is where that was. Somebody popped in. And I'm not going to ban you or anything. It's fine. I get people being curious. But I'm not addressing things over and over and over. I've said my piece on the whole Sabrina front. I don't know what the fuck was going on with some message that said I was not telling the truth. I was 1,000% telling the truth. I have not heard anything from her in over 3 months. I was going to take a financial hit. I still had to take a financial hit to be able to bring Josh into the show and pay for that. But I was going to take a big financial hit to try to utilize her in these exact ways. And I was completely ghosting on it, didn't hear anything. And honestly, I find it to be pretty fucking obnoxious. So that's that. We're not talking about that shit anymore. I told you the truth. I have all the receipts to prove I'm telling the truth. As always, the truth is the best weapon you could ever wield. And the bottom line is I'm moving on. Okay? In the words of that 5-year-old girl, I'm moving on. I've not been more excited about the future and potential of this show than I have been in the last couple of months in particular. So hopefully you're on board with that. We don't need all the bullshit and the drama and the gossip or whatever you're going to try to bring up about that. I have said my piece. Everything I said was factual and true. And I, like most of you, am moving on. Thank you. Good night. People got to stop making it more dramatic and bad. Shut up, people. It's not really that many people. It's like a couple of people. At first, it was people on the News Junkie Facebook group. And then I noticed it's like, oh, this is only a tiny fraction of these people. So I blocked like 2 people over there. I think blocking 2 people shut down all of that horse shit. It was like 2 fucking people that were like trying to piss in the pot. And that solved that problem. So it's not really that many people. Hopefully Josh can get a full-time position on the show. That would be fun. I don't know what can happen in the long run. Anything can happen in the long run. But, the budget for the show has to come out of somewhere. So it comes out of me is where it comes out of. And I don't care because to me, this is the most important thing ever. Which is why I'm on the path I'm on now. And which is why I'm telling you, your way to support this show is not by doing anything through a bunch of corporations, but simply by supporting the show by being a subscriber. That's the best way you can show your support. If you believe in the mission, if you have fun, if this helps you get through your day, do that over here. The more we move the needle on that, I guarantee you we could do things like bring on Josh and others full time. 100% we can do that. That's why I told you, we are just about, if we get, what did I say, 19 more subscriptions today? We'll be to about 25% of the goal. If we're at the goal, I'll bring on whoever full time. You know what I mean? That would absolutely be an option because the funding will be there. The funding will be there clear of iHeart, clear of corporations, clear of all of that stuff. Josh is a great addition. Josh is fantastic. I'm telling you, if you didn't hear the last Secret Show, when that son of a bitch, when Josh is like on one, that guy is funny as hell. Which he showed at the roast as well, where he's clearly far and away the best performer there. Thank you, Zephys. Appreciate you. Chaos, hard disagree. Kevin says, I support the show by prank calling Mills Air every morning. Please don't do that. I support by adding spice to the chat, Eddie says. Eddie, are you adding spice to the chat? Yeah, we don't need like a whole big shit talk thing. It's just, the future of the show is going in another direction. And I'm very excited about the prospects of it all. You never know what's going to happen in the long run, but we have a lot of wind in our sails. The last book was one of the best ratings books we've ever had in the history of the show. We're adding affiliates. There'll be more that come on in the next couple of months right here. And social platforms are growing in ways that make me really believe about the future of this show, more so than I ever have. So just know that that's where I'm coming from when I talk about, thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting the show. That's the needle I'm trying to move. Something different in the world of radio. That's what I like to think we do around here. All right, here we go. We're coming back. Stand by.
Voice weather warrant for the Odyssey. From the TikTok Podcast Network, Raiders of the Lost Podcast has the whole story about the biggest movies of the summer. Download the iHeartRadio app and search Raiders of the Lost Podcast now.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Goes along with the show, and it's free for you to get it. So right now in the App Store, search for The News Junkie. The News Junkie. That'll get you where you need to go. Download the app and send us some dispatches now. Okay. A lot of people have been emailing me, and we'll work in some of those responses here in just a little bit. Oh, my God. Somebody just sent me a story and attached like 40 photographs to the story.
Oh, my gosh. I could see that from the tiny thumbnail. I could see how many there are.
What in the drama have you stumbled on, sir or madam? I don't know. But like, here, Sean, there's something going on. You need to know about this. I need your comments on this. It's like attached 400 pictures that will tell you what okay, I'll take a look at it. I'm always happy to take a look. Let's see. Do we have any dispatches? I want to work in maybe a couple of them before we get into the hot sheet here in just a moment. Let's see here. Here is Bland with the dispatch joining us on the show.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey, Bland.
Yeah, I agree. Playing God on an individual basis is fun. Saving that peacock, great. I saved some bunnies yesterday.
Nice.
I'm feeling pretty cool about it. But when you have Play God on a bigger scale, all of these tons of mosquitoes, that's going to have more than just an individual effect. How many people, how many mosquitoes are going to hit some car's windshield? How many of them are going to fly into people's homes? How many animals are going to eat them? What does it mean when you eat some weird mosquito like that?
That one we might not know.
Little animal? I don't know. It's too big of a scale. That's too godly. Individual God, great. Affecting multiple people, God, not so fun.
All right, there we go. There's Bland's take on that. I will tell you, they said that all the mosquitoes they were releasing for that project, they said that they don't bite. Do they? I don't know.
I think, is this one of those things that everybody, if we were to say wrong, everybody like, oh, Celine, you idiot, the female mosquitoes are the only ones that bite. They're releasing male mosquitoes that can't
so they don't bite naturally.
So yeah, I think that's the case.
So yeah, they're all male. They don't bite.
I'm having like a deja vu of being wrong about that before.
Yeah, probably somebody on the texting server was like, actually, and, you know, they might be right about that. So, but that's what they're releasing, and they're allegedly they don't bite, and then when they mate, they don't have actual mosquito larva that comes to birth status or whatever.
Still get to have sex.
Birth status, as they say. Still work though. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Let's do the hot sheets.
Hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigator reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. The top 5 stories in the nonsense news brought to you by that mortgage guy Don. And this story I pulled because it was very similar to something we talked about earlier this week, where remember the writer of I don't even know if you call her a writer. She was a translator that did the most recent translation of the Odyssey from the Greek poem to English text. And it was her take on it that Chris Nolan based the movie on. And then she was like, I would be embarrassed to have written this movie. And you're like, all right, lady, come on. That's what
it's been pretty successful, this Odyssey movie.
People are, I was just in the hallway and I was telling one of our promo guys, I was like, I don't know if I could sit in a movie theater for 3 hours. And somebody who just was coming around the corner just guessed what we were talking about, heard 3 hours in a movie theater, knew we were talking about Odyssey. He goes, you got to do it, man. It's the greatest movie. You got to go see the Odyssey in theaters.
Literally just saw somebody in chat moments ago say, can't wait, finally going to see the Odyssey this weekend. So that's a pretty common little conversation that's going on, which says to me that they did a good job, right? Like,
yeah. Well, there's another author that's finding themselves in a similar situation, except much worse. And these adaptations of books have been huge, especially on the streaming platforms, skipping movie theaters, going straight to streaming. A lot of Netflix movies are killing it with these book adaptations. And there's this author who wrote a novel called Children of Blood and Bone. And there's her name is Tommy Adeyemi. And she said the upcoming Paramount film adaptation of her book was, quote, the worst thing I ever had to live through. And, quote, I never want to hear about this project again, end quote, in a 5-minute video posted by herself on Wednesday.
Damn.
She co-wrote the screenplay for the film, so she even has, like, her hand in the actual film. had previously spoken out about how she wouldn't watch Children of the Blood and Bone movie based on her African fantasy novel after being on set for its production.
This is the black one. Yeah, I saw the book. I think this was a very successful book. So I didn't know that they were making it into a movie just yet.
She said she left the set of Children of Blood and Bone hyperventilating and sobbing, and she's still being antagonized behind the scenes. Representatives for Adeyemi, Paramount, and the director did not immediately respond to requests for comment. What I'm about to share is not a secret to the people involved. It's a reality that I've had to live with for about a year and a half, and everyone involved, at least the highest level, has been made aware of this reality. They haven't done anything to make it better. If anything, they've only antagonized me, and I accept that, but I also accept that if I don't say something, I think it's just going to be worse. So,
what does she say she doesn't like about the movie version of her book? You know, the acting sucks. The story is ruined.
It's weird because she's being a little dodgy, it seems. She goes, I'm not going to speak on what I endured to make it through the young adult trilogy, and I'm not going to speak about everything that I also suffered through or endured to make the adaptation a reality. I'm actually only going to speak about what happened after I left that set of my own film adaptation, hyperventilating and sobbing. There are many witnesses, so it's not really a secret. I came back to America and suffered such severe somatic pain and so many panic attacks. I knew it was so bad that I would never, ever be able to watch this film, and I made peace with that.
This is the greatest review ever of your own movie. Can you imagine bringing her to set? Like, guys, everybody be on point. The author of the original story is going to be on set today. She's going to be over the moon. And you look back and she's crying. You're like, she's affected.
I think she's having a panic attack, guys. I don't know how affected she is.
Damn.
She said earlier this month in a now deleted TikTok video, she posted what appeared to be a group chat that included Children of Blood and Bone actor Amandla Stenberg. She wrote, "Do not ever use my name in an interview or video again. Do not text me. Do not call me." She is really breaking up with this entire production.
Holy cow.
And it is, it's pretty fascinating. But
so she's attention seeking at this point? Well, there's only two possibilities. One, she's unhinged and crazy as hell and impossible to please. Or two, the movie's as bad as she's saying it is, which will be amazing if it was.
I mean, the curiosity is strong there. I don't know exactly what's wrong with the movie, but I didn't want to watch it before, and now I'm kind of maybe if I have nothing else going on that day. There is I typically reserve myself to use the term porn star because I feel like it's overused, but I did look this girl up, and she is very highly awarded for her porn career.
What a diligent work person this guy is.
I looked up her Wikipedia. That was it. There was I didn't see any pink parts yet.
I don't believe you.
But Emily Willis has gotten a massive settlement. Now, these porn stars, do you think they make a lot of money?
I wouldn't think in 2026, no. But I'm very disconnected from that.
A lot of money is spent in the industry. There's multiple award shows that kind of recognize people's work in the adult film industry, stuff like that. And this Emily Willis has won a bunch of different awards. One of them was called Awesome Analyst. So I mean, it's just, good for her.
She must have done a really good job.
She's won a couple awards that are related to that particular tab.
I
on
haven't
the porn,
gotten a single one of those awards.
Well, you just keep working at it, buddy.
All right.
But she had this really bad experience in a rehab center, and her and her family have been awarded a gigantic settlement for suing this place. Emily Willis' family has reached a massive settlement with the Malibu rehab facility, where she suffered catastrophic brain damage that she's slowly recovering from. So what happened was she was going to this treatment center for ketamine addiction.
Okay.
And so at some point at the treatment center, she went into cardiac arrest. And I guess they did not respond quick enough or something. And she had 30 to 40 minutes without oxygen, and it really just scrambled her brain.
Yeah, I think that's enough to just do it, right?
It says Emily was one of the adult industry's biggest stars and won Performer of the Year at the 2021 AVN Awards. She later transitioned into mainstream acting, appearing in the sci-fi film Divinity. But right now, after more than 10 surgeries, she's in Mexico working with top-tier therapists, and the family's hoping to travel to Spain so she can undergo new neurological brain-related procedures trying to stimulate the systems that control speech, communication, and movement. Right now, she can only communicate with her eyes and by shaking her head, and they say she understands about 80% of what's going on, but they reached a settlement with that rehab facility for $3 million. The defendants denied wrongdoing, did not admit liability. So my question is, if you get better, like, there's no way she goes back into it.
I wouldn't think. If you're without oxygen for that long, I thought it was just over. I thought there was no chance that you would be able to even be a functioning human being. That it would be a miracle if she was able to. It
looks like they're trying to exercise all their options. I mean, taking her to Spain for a new neurological brain procedure. They're really trying, and I mean, probably going to spend every penny of that $3 million trying to get her to a more communicative state. BTS, the Korean pop group, big fan, Sean?
Love them, yes.
They have announced that they will not be submitting their music for consideration at the 2027 Grammy Awards. They're a little bit upset at some of the rules about this new category they have at the Grammys. You see, the band were widely expected to be in competition for some of the biggest categories at the Grammys, including Album of the Year, after their comeback record, Arirang, became one of the year's biggest sellers. However, they're not eligible for the new Best Asian Pop Music Performance Prize, which was announced last month. You would think they would be ringers for it, dead ringers for it. BTS, biggest K-pop band there is. And under Grammy rules, songs nominated for the category must contain meaningful use of an Asian language, and more than 80% of the lyrics on their comeback record are sung in English. So they're literally being told, BTS is being told by the Grammys that their comeback record
Hollywood, they're not Asian enough.
Is not Asian enough for the Asian Pop Music Performance Prize. The introduction of the new award met with mixed reception in the K-pop spaces online. Many fans complained instead of celebrating Asian artists, the Grammys are pigeonholing them. And speaking of just music in general and artists, Boy George really wants to piss off a large swath of people. And I think he's picked two lanes simultaneously, 2 lanes that will do just that. What's the first thing you think a musician can do that is going to piss
everybody off?
Piss off, yes.
Very, very expensive concert tickets.
No. I mean, that's already people, if they love them enough.
Politics, that's a big one.
It's sort of one of the lanes, but what's the other one? It's easy. We do it all the time in music.
Oh, in music. Oh, AI.
So Boy George has admitted that not only has he used AI to make a new song, but he used AI to help write his new pro-Israel reggae song called We Will Dance Again.
That sounds so fake. So hold on. Boy George has used artificial intelligence to write his new pro-Israel reggae song.
Right. So on the one hand, they're like, the artist community is like, you should be ashamed of yourself for using AI. And then there's the other hand where this person on X, formerly Twitter, says, I honestly can't believe that my old friend Boy George has made an overtly pro-genocide, anti-Palestinian piece of musical propaganda. George, you should be ashamed. I hope you think the money was enough to sell your soul. Boy George just really trying to burn down all the bridges with his AI pro-Israel song. So good luck to him. And last but not least, congratulations to Lil Wayne and Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
Big winners at the racetrack.
Wait, what?
Yes, Lil Wayne and Lil Yachty, maybe they went halvesies or something, on a racehorse. And their racehorse has earned a $400,000 prize and earned a Breeders' Cup berth. Wow. Their horse scored a massive victory and punched its ticket to the Breeders' Cup. The horse is called Listen Up Chance. That's all one word. Don't know what it means. Listen Up Chance. Owned by celebrity-backed Run Fast Racing, won the 400K Grade 1 Bing Crosby Stakes Saturday at Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. The 4-year-old gelding stayed near the front before taking the lead and holding off Maximum Bourbon by a nose.
All right, your time is ticking.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, hey, if you have a mortgage rate with a 7 or 8 in front of it, it's time to check into a refi. That mortgage guy, Don, wants to save you some money. You should be doing that refi real quickly, and you can go find him at his website, thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Like, what do we even
when we
have the
come back.
$400 clocks here for? I'm not going to look at them.
Quick break. When we come back, a quick announcement for you. Something we got to talk about. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Scattered showers around the area is really slowing down traffic on most of the major roadways. Expect some rainy conditions. There's also
hold on.
Off-ramp from the Greenway northbound at Landstar. That's partially blocked. There's a crash on I-4 eastbound near John Young Parkway off to the shoulder. The right shoulder's blocked on I-4 westbound near Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Still sleeping on that old bed?
Hello. Got to talk about something real quick when we come back. A little piece of information, some news for you when we come back. Sort some things out when we return. Who's going to listen to that Boy George jam? Anybody? Little pro-Israel, Jamaican, little reggae vibes. Yeah. Little APAC rock. Why not? YouTube, I have a favor to ask. If you could just take one moment of your time right now and hit that like button on the stream, that would be amazing. Every day, just to check in with hitting that like button at some point. That's very, very helpful, and I appreciate it. I get all my news right here. Oh, this is just some news about what's going on with the next segment. Some segment news. Some news about the next segment, you might say. I'm blasting it right now. Chaos says free Palestine. Well, we're not doing Palestine chat, are we? Please. I would rather stick my genitals into a ninja blender and hit the button. I would rather do that than hear people talk about Palestine. Thank you, Night Nurse. Thank you, Single Rider. Everybody else who hasn't done it. Hey, let's call them out a little bit. Somebody on YouTube, how many likes are there right now? I bet it's less than 100. If it is, I'm going to lose my mind. Is it less than 100? $69. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm going to check. $104 likes. Only 104 likes. If we can't get to 200, it's the last stream on YouTube ever. And you haven't even heard the news about what's happening next. Speaking of last. Huh? You haven't even heard the news. We'll get to that in just a bit here. Thank you for liking. Do I promise it'll be the final YouTube stream? Yes. If it gets less than 200, you have my word. It will be the last stream on YouTube ever. Predicto, will the YouTube stream get over 200 likes, or will this be the last YouTube stream ever? I have to be simple with you. Will the YouTube stream get over 200 likes? Oh no. Oh. Nice. He almost died there for a second. Did you hear that? Okay. Bit of an announcement incoming. Stand by. Courtney said she liked the stream. At least I can count on her, you know what I mean? Can I count on you? That's what we're going to find out. All right, we're coming back. Quick Fritz on the street announcement. Incoming.
Post a job on ZipRecruiter, get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Radio 104.1.
Preparing you
For the impending robot uprising.
This is the News Junkie.
Incoming. Don't forget, show some love, show some support. Subscribe for as little as $2.99 over on thenewsjunkie.com. Unlock the premium subscription. As always, on Thursday, 8 p.m., a new secret show streaming live tonight. If you can't catch that, don't worry. On Friday, it's on demand for everybody at 5 p.m., and you can become a subscriber, unlock the entire world, to the premium subscription world over there on the website, including the ability to send those text-to-speech in my voice now and in C-Lane's voice. And we have more of those. I don't know how much I want to work these in. I worry that C-Lane is going to want his name removed from this before the end of the show. But yeah, I mean, there's yours is the most used so far. I think I can check the stats on it, but I think it might be the most used. Anyhow, quick note right now. This is when we normally do Fritz on the Street on Thursdays at this time. We normally do Fritz on the Street. But Fritz has had some emergency stuff that he's had to deal with. So he's gone. He's nowhere around here, out of town, with an emergency that is handling on his side. So as far as I know, that should be back on schedule next week. But
we would think, yeah.
Yeah. So don't want to say much more about it than that, but he's going through a bit of a tough time at the moment. And he should be back on track with trivia and with Fritz on the Street and all of that good stuff next week. So thinking about Fritz as he's out today. All right, let's see. What do we have for you? Oh, I wanted to tell you this because I think this number is actually even higher. But there was a article that was starting to get attention that suggested that 66% of young workers. This is why you're getting fired everywhere, young workers. This is why the average worker in the marketplace in the United States of America and our economy is getting older and older and older. 66% of young workers say they pretend to be productive at work for at least some portion of their day. Now, I'll tell you something very quickly. When you look at that and scoff, I don't think this is just young people. I think everybody with a desk job does a whole lot of pretending. I think that everybody with a desk job has some portion of the day where they're like, typing away on the keyboard. just getting the job done over here, pretending to be productive.
They literally sell things on Amazon that you can buy.
Yeah.
That move your mouse for you, so that if your company employs some sort of like timer that's like, if the mouse goes idle for too long, we know you're not working. They sell things you could like a mouse pad or something you could put under it that moves the cursor around.
That's crazy.
You can buy your way into this kind of laziness.
That's because most people do this. And honestly, because most jobs require it, right? Like this job, I have to do a lot of stuff. You probably don't think it's a lot of work, and that's fine. But I have to constantly keep going. I don't really get much of a break on anything. I've always viewed it as the scene in I Love Lucy, for you boomers, where she's working at the chocolate factory. That's what doing this show is like, right? There's the chocolates just keep coming down the thing, and you're trying to work through them as fast as you can, but there's no end in sight, and you just got to keep going. You keep going like a madman or a mad woman in her case. And in her case, Lucy just couldn't keep up with the chocolates on the little conveyor belt at her job, and all hell broke loose. We gotta work triple time over here to keep the wheels rolling around and keep that going. So I can't really, I'm not faking working over here, but if I worked in some office at a cubicle or something, you can really get all your work done in a fourth of the day. This is just how it works. I've had a job like that before. You could get all your work done in like a fourth of the day. And then there's other jobs, like the water delivery job that I talk about that I had. That was different because you had X number of deliveries you had to do every day. And let's say, and this happened from time to time. Sorry, Danny, if you're still out there. Danny, my former boss at the water company. Sorry if you're still out there, for more reasons than you might imagine. But every once in a while, I was in my early 20s at the time when I was doing that water delivery job, the big like 5-gallon, things of water to offices and people's houses. I would have gotten way too drunk the night before. And so I would go to work, load up the truck with all of my water deliveries for that day, and I would drive back to my house and go to sleep for 2 hours.
Nice.
I would completely pass out.
I think you've told that one before. I don't know that one's a new story, but it's still a fun one.
I would go to sleep for like 2 hours, and then when I woke up, I'd be like, oh. And then there'd be calls, and I'd go, just out here getting the job done, boss. And I would get everything done. And sometimes I'd have to work later than I imagined. But they said 66% of young workers are pretending to be productive at work. I refuse to believe that the oldos aren't doing the same thing. I think that they are. I think the old people are in their cubicles or wherever they are, and I think they're doing the same exact thing. But let us know if you've seen that as well.
I do it at home.
Why not, right? Yeah.
I do it at home. Our normal kind of day-to-day when Ashley's working and I get home and I'm playing around with the kid, but there's probably a handful of things I need to do: dishes, clean up stuff, cook dinner. Mm-hmm. And I save that until I get the notification that she's in the car headed towards the house. And I was like, all right, let's crack the knucks and get all this stuff done really fast. She doesn't know the difference.
Doesn't matter if it's done, right?
Yeah.
If the work gets done, it's fine. Your only question should be, is this person doing a good job? And do I feel like their workload and everything, the quality of their work is good? That's the only thing you should ever question. If your answer to that is no, then you know what you need to do, basically, right? That's as simple as it could possibly be. But if you hire somebody and here's the workload you want, and they get it all done up to the quality you want in a quarter of the time, why would you ever care? They're just being more efficient than you imagine they would be. All right, a couple of quick things in the tech world. Help me figure out what this is. It's popping off right now online. It's a piece of technology that's going pretty viral right now, all over social media. It's called Orchid, and we have to figure out exactly what this does, Celine. Here's the commercial. All right, this is a woman, and I guess this is her struggling with her husband because it's their anniversary and he forgets.
Big day.
Huge. Keep going. I got you. Send it.
You don't even know what it is.
Big go.
So he doesn't know what's going on, the husband. He's playing video games with his friends, And she's like, it's a big day. Do you even know? And then it says Orchid, right? This is the technology that's come across the screen here, Orchid. So he forgot. She's texting whatever Orchid is.
So what does he have planned?
A text message to whatever this technology is. People are saying if this ever comes out, it's over. If this comes out, if this technology is released, just shoot me already. I still don't know what it is. I wanted to wait to see what was going on. But here's the guy now that wasn't remembering his anniversary. Orchid says, Sam, how's the cereal? Because it's your anniversary and you're eating cereal. I don't know how Orchid knows this is happening. I don't know how it knows he's in the refrigerator or eating cereal or whatever, but it's reminding him that it's his anniversary. Wait, what? He said. Yeah, it's the same date every year. Orchid, this is bad. I need your help. Fix everything, please. And then it books a table at a restaurant, I guess. It books flowers and takes care of all of the stuff for the anniversary. Oh, and then she's able to talk to Orchid as well and know that the anniversary is still on and that they've got a reservation and that flowers have been ordered. Orchid, your inbox manager, your date planner,
it's like a personal assistant.
Your everyday assistant on iMessage. So it's like you can message this thing that gets all of the work done. But how would it know? It would have no idea that somebody was in the refrigerator or
unless there was cameras.
Yeah, like what? I don't understand what the point of this would be. 20 million views. It says the assistant that never sleeps. Orchid.ai. Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
All right. Meet Orchid, your personal assistant. It's a personal assistant that helps you stay organized, find information, get things done all through messages. So you do something like text that you need a vacation, and then it does all of the investigation for you. But then, like, if you're both in on it, you and your partner, and it books all of the stuff for your anniversary, and then it tells your wife that it's doing that. Like,
well, she's checking in, like, how's he doing? Is he?
Yeah.
You fixing this up?
It's like there's a third person in this relationship.
We're just playing a little game here where we pretend that this is, it's something he came up with on his own.
Yeah, this says, Orchid surprised me from day one. I run gas stations and Orchid tracks fuel prices around every one of them. It texts me when a competitor moves so I can adjust the same day, not a week late. Orchid checks in on me every morning and hypes me up before big days. Reminds me about vitamins, workouts, my mom's birthday, and never drops the ball, so I don't either. That, like, doesn't your calendar do these things? That's how I know when it's somebody's birthday, for God's sake. I don't have to remember.
Or Facebook.
All this. Yeah. I just feel like I've already got this covered, but maybe it says automate your life using habits, stay on top of admin, never let anything slip through the cracks. It's going to be your second brain. There's 1.739 million actions logged by the new assistant so far. I've not heard of this. I don't think that I need this, but they're assuring you that this is going to change your life in some major way.
There's one thing
now you know.
There's one thing that's like, hey, heads up, your flight check-in opens in an hour. Want me to grab your usual aisle seat? So it'll do that for you.
I don't actually hate that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good use case now that I'm thinking about it. Because I always forget when we would do Southwest, we would have to do the early check-in, and you had to, like, at this time it opened up, and if you did it quickly, you would get a great seat, and if you didn't, you would get a terrible seat. So that one I would probably do, actually. Yeah, but the rest of it I don't need.
It just seems like I don't have a full list of what it can connect to, but it's like showing a preview of some of the different apps that it can interact with, Dropbox, your emails, stuff like that.
I like that it could do that, but otherwise you haven't sold me yet, Orchid. We'll see. If you've used this or if you've heard of this, it's kind of popping off right now. Let us know your experience. Send a dispatch or an email over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, Lewis emails the show. Lewis says the tips at thenewsjunkie.com. 100% of people slack off at work. I think you're right. It's not just a digital thing, Lewis says. I've held many jobs when I was younger, and there were jobs where, yes, we had to be there 9 to 5. But as long as we got the work done, all was good. I didn't know if it was because I was usually the youngest person at most jobs, but my mentality was, let's bust the workout quick and have basically 3 hours of doing whatever we wanted. When I worked at Target, every hour we had a certain number of tasks to do, and sometimes it was just one task. So I'd quickly go to do it and then find somewhere to nap until the next hour. Sleeping in the Target. In all, I think some jobs should be paid based on productivity versus hourly or daily or even salary. That's not a bad point. I mean, like when you talk about 4-day work week, 3-day work week, I think Lewis is on to something smarter and better here. And that is the work week when they tell you the amount of work that needs done and the quality expectations of the work. And then when you do that, you're done. That's the job. That's the work life that I think people want.
Yeah.
Say, here's what I expect out of you this week. When that stuff gets done, whether you do it in 5 days or 3 days, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. Like that to me would be better. Aventosaurus says, if you need a robot to remember you care about me, I don't want it. FFS. True. Speaking of robots, the FCC has just banned all robot vacuums made outside the United States of America. That means probably sea lanes.
I haven't used mine in forever.
Roborox, Ecovacs, Dream with an E, Samsung, all foreign-born robot vacuums have been banned by the FCC, all right? They are not allowing you to purchase these anymore. They're prohibited from receiving FCC equipment authorization, which is mandatory for most electronic devices imported or sold in the country.
But the existing ones usually are grandfathered in for stuff like this.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you have to get rid of what you already have, but I think that they will stop the import of some of these new ones. So that's a big marketplace. I know on Amazon you put in Robot Vac, and there's a ton of them, and I think most of them are not made in the United States.
Sure.
BDMXCon says, we've been invaded by the commie Roombas. Maybe. That's what they want you to think. There's a lot of stuff like this that they're trying to crack down on, drones, et cetera, et cetera. But let us know what you think. Perhaps you've got one of these. We'll see what you think about this. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Oh, finally. Losing my mind on it. Okay, sorry. Apologize. During that whole segment, I had a string coming out of my shirt and it just kept pulling and pulling and pulling, and I could not get. I finally got it to break off right at the end. There we go. It was meant to be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Did it take me a while? Yes, it did. It took me a while to get to the point that I got to, but I've fixed the issue. Send your emails, not about that, but about everything else. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. We got an update on the WNBA scandal that's been going on. It gets a little more interesting. Jury duty's on the way. Power Hour is coming up. We'll kick on the phone lines for Power Hour as well. Now Sean has a belly shirt. No. I think the sleeve did get shorter, though. I pulled on it long enough, Easer style. I think the sleeve did get a little shorter. All right, quick break. Back with that and so much more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Smartish, loud, and probably...
Jesus, man. Look at this. This started as a millimeter-long string that was protruding from my shirt, and I started pulling on it during the segment, and it kept pulling, and it kept pulling, and my shirt kept pulling, and it kept pulling. And so I think I've done some amount of damage here. Let's see. So give you an idea. Oh, it's all bundled up now. Oh. Okay. It's about how long? I pulled out a seam? Probably. Oh, no. Now I got it stuck on C-Lane's microphone. Okay. Problem solved. No worries. Woo. Does one of my sleeves look smaller? Be honest. Don't lie. Does one of them look smaller than the other? Don't troll. Be real. Does one of them look... Because I'm starting to feel it now. I feel tighter. Weezer sweater song. Got it. By the way, legit send good vibes to Fritz, you know. Hopefully he'll be back and everything will be in order as of next week. We shall see. Orchid, remind me when the News Junkie comes on. Hey, there's push notifications in the app for that, you know. You look normal. The short is fine. The shirt. It's a short. What's up with Fritz? He had an emergency pop up, and he had to handle that. I don't want to say any more than that. Losing that thread made your hands look bigger. I mean, my hands are massive, just generally speaking. All right, we're back in just a couple of minutes. We're approaching the power hour. I'm seeing Weezer again in October with the Shins and Silver Sun pickups. I've seen Weezer live myself. They were pretty good. Chat, what is the worst live band you've ever seen? The worst band you saw live. Absolute terrible performance when you saw them. Did Fritz get arrested for fighting against Israel? Has he been fighting against Israel? Strangely enough. That was a Fritz commercial play. Don't say Ice Panda. Ice Panda was amazing and you know it. Any update on the Nolan Wells case? From what I can tell, we'll get to your worst bands in a second. In the Nolan Wells case, this is a young black teenager who was out with his friends, and the mother is very skeptical of the friend story, but it looks like he just possibly stayed a little longer and maybe had some drinks and ended up drowning. The update was that the mother has subpoenaed all the big tech companies to try to get messages and data to see if anything was deleted off of her phone. So the mother and the father continue to reject his friend group, which is like, it's kind of fucked, but I understand it. I mean, they lost their son. It absolutely sucks. But, I mean, there's not a lot of there. There's nothing really to go off of. Looks like it was just a tragedy. The Chemical Brothers, one of them fell off the stage and the music didn't miss a beat. When I saw My Chemical Romance in 2005, they were cringe. Tool? I thought Tool was supposed to be good live. Willie Nelson was pretty bad. When I saw Willie Nelson, he was decent. That was about 10 years ago or so when I saw Willie Nelson. 311, but not their fault. No Doubt was the worst band you ever saw live. Really? Ryan Adams? I saw Willie Nelson at the House of Blues. It was not that great. Well, I think people forget that Willie Nelson, all of his songs are just like really chill acoustic guitar songs. Over the years, a couple of them have become more well-known, but he doesn't have any songs that are really powerful, big anthems. He's Willie Nelson. Yes, let's do it. All right, here we go.
Getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why do you love movies?
Is it the emotion, the spectacle, the escapism? On Raiders of the Lost podcast, we explore cinema like no one else, including huge interviews with stars like Ryan Gosling on Project Hail Mary.
It was like the Jaws shark. Didn't always work, came with its own problems. That's what made it great. The heart of the movie is Rocky and Grace, and their friendship is hard-earned.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Raiders of the Lost podcast, and listen now.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
Boy, do we miss you. This is the world's most viral newsroom. Welcome in. Learn more about the show. Subscribe to the podcast for free, by the way, over at thenewsjunkie.com. I got two things popping up on the show that I never thought we'd be talking about today. Two things from most people's childhoods, I think, that have popped back up, and we'll get into both of them. Strangely enough, interesting stories, but the one thing I did see was Seattle is going through it right now. And there was something about this Seattle story that really caught me off guard. I said, hold on, that's a thing that could happen? The Seattle chief of police has been fired after this week because there was an event. It was some sort of like food festival or something, C-Lane, right?
Right.
Like
it was a big food fest, and there was some people that seemed to be shooting at each other.
Yes. Yeah. Then they wouldn't call it gang violence because, I don't know, maybe that looks bad or something. And they would say, yes, groups of people who seem to have an animosity toward each other. And you're like, are you afraid to say gang?
Yes.
Say gang. I want you to say gang.
They don't want to say gang.
I'm like, no, the groups. They are groups, the Sharks and the Jets. And, okay, fine. So at first they were saying there's this shooting. A couple of people died. These absolute losers who do not know how to use their own weapons just indiscriminately shoot at each other instead of killing themselves, which would be fine by me. I don't really mind that much. If all the gang members died, I think we'd all be better off, right? I think it's a very hot take, but it would improve things for everybody else and these innocent people wouldn't die. But instead of that happening, these losers shot a bunch of other people. And then the investigation that was underway after that was starting to look into a lot of things. How could this happen? What went down? Who's to blame? Et cetera, et cetera. And the mayor has fired the chief of police. I said, well, why did the mayor fire the Seattle police chief? And one of the things that came up was the police chief in Seattle was not in town when this shooting happened. He wasn't able to address this tragedy happening in the city where he's the police chief because he was not in town. And they said, where were you? And he goes, oh, I was at home. Well, wait, hold on. We thought you were not here. And he goes, no, I was home. I live in Chicago.
What?
And I said, wait, what? The chief of police in Seattle lives in Chicago.
How often is he in Seattle?
And he said, like, not enough, I think was his claim. But the guy does not live in the city where he was the chief of police. Like, there's no other job in the world where you really need to be in that city. And the chief of police is a full-time 24/7 job, really. He canceled an interview in the middle of it. He started to get angry about this. And he acknowledged that he wasn't in the city that much. And finally, it got so bad that the mayor had to fire his ass because the chief of police is not exactly serving the people of a city when he's not there or even living there, for God's sake. I think this is one of the reports talking about how he didn't even live in the city where he was a police chief.
Police Chief Sean Barnes acknowledges he has been out of the city nearly a dozen times during the course of the year, including this past weekend during a deadly shooting at Seattle Center. Good evening. I'm Preston Phillips.
And I'm Molly Shen. The chief's office provided his schedule to KOMO News today after he abruptly canceled a scheduled interview. KOMO senior reporter Chris Daniels was scheduled to sit down with Barnes to discuss the shooting and the chief's whereabouts.
Well, I'm all about people working remote if they can pull it off with their jobs. But chief of police is not the gig for the remote work.
It's weird because we did just have this discussion about if you can get the work done, you know, in a certain amount of time, who cares what you do on your off time?
Well, you can't investigate things if you're not in the city.
I don't know that chief of police is one of those jobs.
Chief of police, you have to investigate. You have to be at the scene. You have to be like, you know, making sure all the people who are working for you are doing a proper job. Justice is served.
Now with more, Chris.
Molly and Preston, this question
crazy.
about the chief and his commitment to
it's
the
not
city
like Seattle's like podunk
after
town.
he admitted to not being in Seattle at the time of the deadly shooting. This morning, he agreed to an interview with me to discuss the shooting and his schedule. This afternoon, he backed out of that planned interview just a half hour in advance, and instead I was given his schedule, which appears to show Chief Barnes out of the office and out of the area nearly a dozen times in the first 7 months of this year.
Okay, a dozen times.
72 hours.
He got mad about this.
No. You need to know this.
The question has simmered.
You listen to me.
Where is Seattle's police chief, Sean Barnes?
Sometimes that passion is in full display, especially if someone is questioning my work ethic or my integrity.
Bro, I'm questioning your work ethic. You took 12 vacations so far this year? You're the chief of police. I'm questioning your work ethic 100%. I'll just be on the record doing that. Nothing against you being in Chicago or loving Chicago or wanting to stay in Chicago. If you want that, you should go, and you should try to be the police chief in Chicago. That might sort this all out. But you can't live in Chicago and be the police chief in another city. Can you imagine if you find out that your police chief, the person in charge of law enforcement in your city, didn't actually live there and was constantly, flying somewhere else and preoccupied with being in a totally different place? That's unacceptable.
When asked on Tuesday, Barnes denied being a frequent traveler.
Certainly, I don't travel as often as I would like to. I think
he wants more.
Reports that I'm gone every weekend are grossly misstated.
But now, as pressure has mounted over the chief's whereabouts on that fatal Sunday evening, his office provided documents to highlight his movements between the end of March and end of July. That included trips to conferences in Detroit, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Dallas.
Oh, my God.
You don't get to travel as often as you would like, my man?
I've only been to half of the cities in the United States of America this year. Holy cow. This is a disaster. So the mayor of Seattle, she fires the police chief because none of this is looking good. And people in Seattle are like, hey, hold on. Have we made some bad decisions on who we've put in charge of our city? I could look past all of the fentanyl zombies, and I could look past the deterioration of certain neighborhoods and areas and the hobos taking over all over the place. But now, I got to say, this looks quite bad. This does not look very good. That's what's happening in Seattle. And also, just another little kicker for you. Apparently, the 15-year-old that they had in custody, they determined it wasn't his gun that fired the shots that shot these people. So they don't even know who did it. They don't even know who the shooter was after a mass shooting in one of the more populated cities in the United States of America. What do you think? Should you be able to work remotely if you're the chief of police or no? Give us your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right. The other things I was talking about. It's been a long time since I've heard this name, but this is kind of interesting that this has popped up. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is in the news today. The actor who is unbelievably a year younger than me, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He has reunited with some of his co-stars from Home Improvement, which seems like a billion years ago. And when I saw the photo of them, I go, oh, my God, this makes me feel so old. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is now 44 years old. Here's the kid who played his younger brother, who was like a goth for a little while on Home Improvement. And this is the mother from Home Improvement that are all together. Taryn Noah, I think, is the guy who played his brother. Patricia Richardson.
Correct.
Is the mother who was in Home Improvement, the show. And they're all, I guess they connected with something for the first time in a rare photo, they said.
Taryn Noah looks the most different, I think.
He does, doesn't he? Like, he's got hair down to the center of his chest, like curly hippie hair.
He looks like a guy I went to high school with, actually.
Does he?
A little bit.
Yeah, I would not have known if you said, Sean, this person, you know who they are. They're famous, but you have to tell me what they're from. I would not have been able to figure out it was the youngest brother on Home Improvement that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it might take me a minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. Who was the other one? The other one was the guy who's getting all the DUIs, wasn't he?
Zachary Ty Bryan. He played the oldest brother. He's the one that's he might be in jail because he's had a couple incidents.
Yeah. Somebody says he looks like Josh. He's actually a dead ringer for Josh. Yeah. A little better looking.
Which is funny because if you took all the hair off Jonathan Taylor Thomas, he looks a little like Fritz.
Yeah. Strangely enough. Yeah. It would work both ways. But they got together for the first time in a very long time, reunited with the Home Improvement co-stars.
Avendasaurus says JTT can still get it. He was on the cover of all of those Teen Beat magazines. He was all over it.
He seems like a nice guy. I don't know very well or know much about him, but he seems okay. I'll put the photo of them reuniting so you can see what they look like now, because it's been a while, over on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. And the other show that popped back out that I did not expect to be in the news was one of the stars from Everybody Loves Raymond is speaking
this guy?
out.
Is it me, Raymond?
No, not that guy. Everybody Loves Raymond is a show that some of you may remember from the 90s. It was super popular in its time. And the mother in Everybody Loves Raymond was Patricia Heaton. That was her name. Now, she's not doing the acting thing so much anymore, but I guess she is now backing calls to ban New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani from the 9/11 anniversary in New York City. So, of all the things I didn't expect that name to be attached to, Patricia Heaton of Everybody Loves Raymond is saying that the mayor, because of his statements, I guess, because of his political takes,
or just
Mamdani,
because he's a Muslim.
Or because he's a Muslim, maybe.
And you forgot. You said you never forget.
So it says actress Patricia Heaton, who was in New York City during the 9/11 terrorist attacks, joined families of the victims calling for Mayor Zohran Mamdani to be banned for the 25th anniversary at Ground Zero. The Everybody Loves Raymond star 68 backed the petition organized by the families of 9/11 victims, which has amassed 45,000 signatures. Keep it going, New Yorkers, she said. The post included a screenshot of a comment left on a petition by a family member who lost their brother in the attacks. It says, "My brother David was murdered by terrorists on 9/11 at the World Trade Center. I am incensed that a terrorist excuser is now mayor, an outspoken sympathizer for terrorist perpetrators. He is disqualified from attending the 9/11 remembrance ceremony and ought be banned." So that's what they have to say about that. I don't know that Mamdani has made any comments about 9/11 that I've seen that have been concerning. I know that, he's made comments that I've seen about like Hamas and some of those organizations, but his wife certainly seems like a pretty radical person on that topic. But I'm not sure what the case is. Hold on, let me click the petition. Where's that change.org petition? Maybe that lays out the case of why they think that this shouldn't happen. Change.org petition. Honoring the members of those who died on 9/11 with dignity. They said they don't want Mamdani being attached to this 25th anniversary. Okay, here we go. Concerns have been raised about Mr. Mamdani's public positions, associations, and responses to rhetoric that many perceive as hostile to shared values. That includes a perceived reluctance to clearly and unequivocally condemn phrases like globalize the intifada, support for associations or individuals whose public statements or records are viewed by concerned family members as dismissive of American institutions or insufficiently critical of extremists. Mamdani's own father, who he has acknowledged as having shaped his views, penned a book shortly after 9/11 in which he argued the suicide bombers should be understood as a feature of modern political violence rather than stigmatized as a mark of barbarism. He's praised a Brooklyn imam who was linked to radical Islam. He's blamed the United States for radicalizing one of the 9/11 hijackers. And then it goes on. There's a couple of things. But Mr. Mamdani recently stood with a DSA primary winner. This is that Chevalier woman I see people talking about who seems pretty extremist, who once tweeted, "I forgot my napkin, so I just wiped my hand on the American flag behind me" at one point in time. So that's what they're saying about the mayor of New York, and they said he shouldn't be involved in the 9/11 ceremony. I think he wants to take part in it, though, which that seems like it. Isn't that a statement in and of itself that he wants to take a part of it?
You would hope that he did want to take part of it.
Yeah. It seems like he wants. Like, there's certain stuff that he doesn't want to be a part of. I know they had their traditional Jewish parade or whatever that they do in New York, and he did not take part in that, as has been the case with mayors for a very, very long time. But that's what they're saying on this. Patricia Heaton of Everybody Loves Raymond chiming in. Give us your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Running a little bit behind. When we come back, jury duty's on the way. Then the Power Hour kicks off. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is guaranteed human. Are you? Prove it. Tap the TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app and send us an audio message.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Seattle Storm co-owner Celeste Keaton has been banned from attending the team's next 5 home games following an incident with fans on Tuesday.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes, everybody. We're cruising through. What do we think about Mamdani at the 9/11 event? Should he be allowed? Should he not be allowed? I'll be real with you. Here's how Mamdani strikes me. Mamdani strikes me as a guy who has a belief set that's probably pretty radical that I don't support at all. But when he puts himself forward to the public, he generally has a pretty curated version of that. So I don't know enough about him to know anything that would disqualify him necessarily from the 9/11 stuff. But it seems like at least some of the families don't want him there, I guess. Mamdani's a public servant doing his job, and the New York Post rages against him every single day. They don't like him. To be fair, I don't think he likes them either. He's the mayor. He'll be there, and he should be. He should be allowed. He didn't fly the planes into the buildings that we know of. Although, holy cow, how old was he during 9/11? Oh, God. This is going to make me feel older than the home improvement thing. Oh, hang on. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
How old was New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani on 9/11/2001?
Checking. He was 9 years old.
Oh.
Born on October 18, 1991.
Has Mamdani ever said anything in support of the 9/11 attacks or dismissing the 9/11 attacks in any sort of way?
Let me check carefully. I'm not seeing any public record of Mamdani supporting or excusing 9/11. The controversies around him relate to other political disputes.
Okay.
Not any statement endorsing the attacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be wild. I think more people are saying the people that he supports support some of this. Like, he had Hassan Piker, the streamer, at one of his campaign events before I think he distanced himself from the streamer Hassan Piker, who has said that America deserved 9/11. The guy who has the 9/11 newspaper behind him on the stream as a celebration. So that's bad. Thank you, Pork Fat Rules, for the 2 gifted subs. Yes! Oh boy, how many away are we now? Hang on. Hang on, stand by. Pork, fat, rules. Boom! Big thank you for the 2 subscriptions, Pork Fat Rules. That is so, so, so nice of you. We are 10 away from our goal today. 10 away. And we're coming back right now for jury duty. Here we go.
$1 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance from Progressive Insurance.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
Made us so late, unbelievably yapping in that last segment that we are trying to get to jury duty here. It is not me.
All my hottest Patricia Heaton takes.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not my fault. Well, actually, it absolutely is my fault. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get some of your feedback in. Regardless, some of you are sending over some thoughts on that police chief. It was in Seattle that the police chief was booted from his job from the mayor because he didn't actually live in the city, wasn't spending time in the city. Here's Herbie talking about that. Let's see.
Hey, what up, News Junkie?
Then we'll get into jury
I went
duty.
to Seattle back in 2023. We were going on a Alaskan cruise, so we weren't really spending a whole lot of time in Seattle. I stopped in at a CVS, and I was wearing my University of Central Florida stuff because I'm a Knight.
All right.
And the lady noticed I was from Central Florida there. That was ringing me up. She boasted about how great the crime rate was and how low it was in Seattle, which is one thing that if you go on any of their guided tours, they talk about a lot. And
on their guided tours,
she kind of looked at me and says, "Well, do they have a?"
What? This is part of the tour experience that can't be supported by the city.
Over here, there's the Space Needle, which actually is a giant needle that points into space. And at the base of that needle, beautiful Seattle with very low crime rates.
Speaking of needles, there's no needles all over the streets from the drug addicts.
A low crime rate like ours in Florida where you live? And I said, no, probably not, but I haven't been to a CVS in Florida with an armed guard sitting there to make sure that no one steals anything. So, I guess you got to take the good with the bad. And
Yeah,
you're going to like that.
I don't know enough about it, Herbie, because sometimes there'll be people who go, our crime rate is so low. And you go, yes, you can really juke the numbers if you stop prosecuting people for crimes, and then your crime rate drops. And then people are like, yeah, but there's absolute degeneracy everywhere, and there's disaster in the streets. So we're like pretending like the crimes aren't happening. We're just not prosecuting them. So I don't know what they're up to. I'm not sure. I'll look into that a little bit and get back to you. Right now, let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Bootsy says the amount of Florida man comments we got out west was stupid. That's just how it is, I think. Like Florida, literally has that kind of rep with a lot of other people from states. People haven't been here, most notably. And that's kind of how it is when you go to bigger cities, too. They'll look down on the southeastern United States like crazy, which is why I think the best thing for everybody is traveling around. So you might think like, oh, here's my view of what Mississippi is like, or Alabama is like, or South Carolina is like. People look down on those states 100%. Louisiana, they'll look down. You think New Yorkers, you think like in New York City, I mean, in particular, you think people in the Bay Area don't look down on some of these? Oh, yeah, of course they do. Until they go there and they're like, oh, okay, this was not what I was thinking. Literally what happened with the World Cup was people from all over the world experiencing that same phenomenon. Jury Duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO is the number. After an accident, 800-CALL-MO. There was a raid in Dallas, Texas, that what they say was a modern-day brothel. Like, they actually found a brothel. Let me see if I can bring this up. It was at an adult bookstore, and the whole thing is kind of being blown wide open. Is this the story on this? I don't know if this is it or not. Let me see. Is this the same story?
So federal authorities now announcing the indictments of 8 people. They're calling it one of their biggest human trafficking cases they've ever worked, and it involves thousands of potential victims.
At an adult bookstore.
To bring us up to speed.
Officials say this adult bookstore has served as a front for one of the longest running sex trafficking operations in North Texas. Investigators have spent more than 3 years working to uncover this and arrest those people behind this operation.
My God.
For more than 2 decades, the Paris bookstore in Dallas allegedly operated under the guise of a legitimate business while functioning as an illicit brothel.
8 people involved with operations at the Paris adult bookstore have been charged with conspiracy to commit sex trafficking.
Wow. So they said there was a guy named Trey or Unk who was arrested, a woman named Mama. That's not a real name, obviously.
They chopped him.
They chopped Unk. Traylon Love Mason, also known as Nunu. Aaron Betford, Larry Jones, known as Big Guy, Crescenda Doss, Reginald Rose. A bunch of people arrested, and they said that they were operating an illicit brothel at this adult bookstore for 2 decades. They said the police sting had been going on for over 2 years. For 2 years, the cops had been like investigating and infiltrating, and I don't know how far they were going with it, but they were doing things in the process of trying to take down this brothel at an adult bookstore in Texas. And
that place looks shady as hell.
It does.
Are you that surprised?
Did you see the side of it? I don't know if I could see it anymore. Okay. It says Paris Adult Video, and then it says Sales, Vapor, and Arcade.
Sure.
Like it's trying to be too many things.
Adult arcade games.
That could be a thing. It says we have it all on the side of the place, so now you know. And then really quickly, a story out today about something we've been following. Flock surveillance cameras can pose a crash risk for drivers, experts are now saying. They have been pilloried for facilitating the AI-powered surveillance of private citizens for targeting immigrants for years. But now safety advocates are also claiming that their physical location can pose potential roadside hazards.
How?
They said at the bottom of a tree-lined hill on a narrow 2-lane road in Ohio is a black metal rod with a camera and a solar panel. The camera, an ALPR, is owned by Flock Safety and is painted black, making it difficult to see. The dark color is not the only thing that makes it a potential hazard. There's no breakaway plate, a safety feature close to the ground in case a vehicle snaps into it. So then there's no obvious stickers. So they're saying like the camera could get in the way of the driver's sight line and that could make it a danger and a crash risk.
It's sounding more like they're saying it's not safe enough if you hit it.
If you plow into the pole?
Yeah.
What do they want? They want the pole to be like, boing, like bounce around like a big spring or something?
I would have to look more into this story to see what they're exactly trying to say here, but the breakaway plate.
They said it has no breakaway plate. It's a danger if you run into one of the Flock camera poles. Look,
everything if you run into it can be dangerous.
Yeah,
the whole
and
point is not running into stuff.
There's enough to be upset about with Flock cameras that you don't have to invent new problems in that world. You don't have to be like, well, also if you crash into them in your car. I don't know that that's legitimate, but maybe you think so.
Because the people who are opponents of Flock cameras are trying to list everything that they hate about them, and there's too many people going, yeah, I'm fine with that, though. Yeah, I'm fine with that part, too. No, I'm good with that. So they're trying everything now.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to a crazy moment on a game show that we have to talk about, and we'll obviously get the Power Hour kicked off. We got more about that WNBA controversy. So much to talk about, and an hour left to do it. So let's click into the Power Hour. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to help students and teachers as they prepare for the new school year. Details at realradio.fm/events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents on I-4 to look out for eastbound at Universal Boulevard off to the left shoulder eastbound.
The Power Hour. Kicking off in a matter of seconds here, folks. Let me check in on our goal. We are 9 away from our goal. Support the show by subscribing now over on thenewsjunkie.com. If you're not a subscriber, it's as little as $2.99 a month. Or gift subscriptions to grab some exclusive merch. Lots of options over there right now. More on the way. But big thanks to those of you who have done that. We're 9 away from our goal. Let's go. Bert Kreischer on a cruise ship? Yes or no, chat? Look at the Guardrail Guys videos about them. I've not heard of the Guardrail Guys. AJ says, no. Yes, Sean, street signs have to be breakaway for that exact reason. Okay, I am going to plead ignorance on this. What is breakaway about a street sign? So like a stop sign or something. What's breakaway? I don't see anything that looks like a safety feature built into that. Is there a hinge that I don't see or something? What am I missing here? Because to me, it seems like road signs are just long poles planted into the ground. And if you hit them in your car, you know, it's not going to have like a thing that makes it less damaging. But maybe I got it wrong. Where the pole connects to the ground, it is a weak point and will snap. Is that true? Let me see it. Not that I don't want to just trust you. Okay, different topic. We're talking about something else now, okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Flock cameras. People were upset about the dangers that were inherent in flock cameras because the poles don't give if you hit them. And somebody in chat said street signs and stuff give way. And there's like a safety feature built into them, which I never knew and I had never heard. Is that true? If you like run into a stop sign or something, there's a safety feature that makes it less, aggressive a crash?
Checking. Yeah, a lot of roadside signs and light poles are designed to break away when hit. They're made to bend or snap at the base so that a crash is less severe. But there are exceptions. Big traffic signal arms and overhead sign structures usually aren't breakaway, and utility poles are also rigid. So people are right that many standard signs are built to give way.
Okay, so street signs, ground level signs, as the chatter properly said, thank you, by the way. Thank you for the accurate information. Those are breakaway at the bottom, making it less of a dangerous crash. But I guess the flock ones are not. And maybe they don't want the flock ones to be breakaway now because they're worried that the anti-flock people, the flock blockers, will just start breaking off all the flock poles. There's a building resentment on this flock front. Real quick. Where is this story I wanted to tell you guys about? Here it is. Always find these follow-ups so useful and interesting. 2 minutes and we're back live on the show. There's a story about a place called Postmodern Times. Postmodern Times used to be called Modern Times, but then changed its name to Postmodern Times. And they went like, we're going to go as socially friendly and as like, I don't know, what's the best, economic justice focused as we possibly can. And this restaurant decided to stop charging for food. They took prices off the menu and they said, money or no money. Anybody can get a smile, a table, or a meal. Anybody except for ICE agents was allowed in their restaurant. ICE agents were banned. Everybody else could come in, and they stopped charging for food. They said, we'll just, whatever you want to give us. And now they've announced that the restaurant is closing. The neighborhood has said the area has been overrun by vagrants, hobos, and drug addicts, which has lowered quality of life and raised the crime rate around the town where they'd never had this previously. The neighbors are arguing that them getting rid of the prices at their restaurant drew in such a horrid audience that it not only bankrupted the restaurant concept, but it also was to the detriment of all the people who were in the neighborhood. All because somebody had an empathetic sounding idea to make food free for everyone. Sometimes the utopian idea is just too good to be true. In fact, all utopian ideas too good to be true.
ModernPI.com. Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Preset. Preset. That's preset. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
In the WNBA, that Sophie Cunningham drama, I'll give you the update on that in just a bit here. Thanks to all of you who have been hanging out with us today on the show. Learn more and put your feedback in the loop over at thenewsjunkie.com. And your TTS submission so far, I upgraded the TTS system, and I've got to make a few changes here because many of you are dropping the ball. I've given the ability to do some pretty cool stuff.
How are people dropping the ball?
They're not. I don't think they're getting creative enough yet.
Is there not enough content for you that would make me want to take my name out of contention?
No, most of it's focused on me. They're trying to make me like a Mexican gunman or something. Here's one of the examples. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hola amigos, el News Junkie ahora está en vivo en México. Ándale, ándale.
Wow, that is better Spanish than you can speak.
It is, actually. You could use our voices in text-to-speech. You could use sound effects and everything. I've just built this out, and I'm going to add more to it. But that's what most of them are. Here's another one. My
name is Sean Wasson. I will block any peacock.
I've given you too much power.
Yeah.
From walking into you. I'm a hero.
Why did you, oh gosh.
There you go.
Why did you think you needed the sound effects?
Because I like the sound effects. The sound effects are what make it brilliant. That's the next level thing. So people could be creative and make their feedback next level. But some of them haven't really hit the home runs I'm looking for just yet. Give it time. Give it a little time. And all will be sorted out very, very quickly. Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. Let's do this. Let's do the Power Hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
yes, I am Messi. I am the soccer player. Everybody loves me, World Cup.
It's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
Was that him? Oh, my God.
That was Lionel Messi.
Wow.
Crazy.
That was unbelievable. Big moment on the show. I did want to share with you. Did you see that Ben Affleck won the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire grand prize, Ben Affleck.
Like Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah. He won, which they always say, like, for charity. It would be absolutely baller if he won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and then it wasn't for a charity at all, and he just won the regular one to show how unbelievably smart he was.
So funny because like sometimes they do this Celebrity Jeopardy a bunch, and some of these people are pretty decent celebrities that would not need the money, and then some of them I'm like, I bet that person could use the cash here, you know?
If it's a celebrity who's not just mega successful, yeah, sometimes you're like, they might need that money. But Ben Affleck, who is a smart guy, if you've ever heard any interviews, like sit-down interviews with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, where they could just talk extemporaneously. I've heard them on Joe Rogan one time. It's one of the few episodes of Joe Rogan that I've actually listened to through and through. I heard the Trump one too and a couple others, but I heard the Ben Affleck and Matt Damon one. Those guys are very bright guys. They're very, very smart. They know more about the entertainment industry than almost anybody else out there. And they're just overall just kind of sharp guys. And so it doesn't really surprise me that Ben Affleck won the $1 million prize on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And they said the $500,000 question was, what achievement occurred just 2 months after a New York Times article said it wouldn't happen for 1 million to 10 million years? The answers were the first airplane flight, splitting the atom, cloning a mammal, and the polio vaccine.
Wait,
do you know
right.
what that was?
Hold on. Say that again.
Okay.
Read the question.
What achievement occurred just 2 months after a New York Times article said it wouldn't happen for 1 million to 10 million years? All right, that was the question. What occurred 2 months after the New York Times article said it wouldn't happen for 1 million to 10 million years? Was it the first airplane flight, splitting the atom, cloning a mammal, or the polio vaccine?
Can I get a 50-50?
Yes. I'm going to leave you with the first airplane flight or the polio vaccine.
First airplane flight.
That's correct. Yeah, congratulations.
Yes.
They said he couldn't do it, everybody. Well, look at him go. And you got it right just like Ben Affleck did. He ended up getting the final question right and got $1 million for the charity of his choice.
What was the final question?
I don't even have the final one in front of me.
They
Maybe
only gave you the
it.
$5,000 question?
Yeah, this one only says the one before it. Find that one so you can toss it over. But I had to bring this up because this is one of my favorite moments like this on any of these shows ever. And I don't wish this upon anybody. Like sometimes you get caught up in the fact that you're on a game show. I think that's what happened to this guy. But this is probably top 10 game show clips ever. This guy was on what show was this? Hang on, let's see. Same show. This was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And the question is, in his epic poems, Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods, and what other substance is their food?
Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods, and which other substance as their food?
Okay.
I know we like donuts.
Oh.
I think I'll go with donuts, big man. Okay.
Oh, he said donuts.
Homer
is such a great mistake.
Oh.
He said they're talking about Homer, obviously, which is of note now. But the guy gets the question. In his epic poems, Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods and which other substance as their foods. And the problem is he looks so almost smug when he's answering this. He's like, I'm pretty sure.
Gods, and which other substance as their food? I know we like donuts. I think I'll go with donuts, big man.
Yeah, I think I'll go with donuts. He did not get that right, just in case you were wondering. That did not work out for him.
Could he not read the face of the presenter?
He did, right? The presenter was like...
The guy, the host of this show, looks dumbfounded that he was getting the wrong Homer.
Yeah, and I would have looked at him and said, no, hold on. I need to backpedal here. He did kind of give him a signal with his face, like, yep, this is not good. You need to back off of this.
All right, so $1 million question for Ben Affleck.
All right, let me get this.
And he played alongside somebody else. There was somebody else with him named Ding.
Okay. Ding?
His last name was Ding. Jamie Ding.
Okay, Jamie
actor
Ding.
Ben Affleck and Jeopardy champion Jamie Ding. So they like matched up the celebrities with some actually like really smart people.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
they gave him a ringer. They gave the celebrities a ringer because it was for charity. And then this is the guy, Jamie Ding. Okay.
So the first airplane question was the $500,000 question, after which they advanced to the $1 million question, which read, in an annual Thanksgiving tradition, all but which of these have been the names of turkeys pardoned by a U.S. president? Your choices.
I'm going to get this.
Peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah.
Tater and tot? Mac and cheese? Or spaghetti and meatball?
100%. There was never a spaghetti and meatball.
You would be correct! Yes! Yeah, no spaghetti and meatball for the turkeys.
I was not that sure, but I said 100% to try to convince myself. Thank God. That was the $1 million question?
Yes.
That was an easy $1 million question.
I think they dumb these down for the celebrities a little bit.
Probably. Yeah, they want to give the money away, at least to a certain extent. Okay, you can join us on the show. Record your dispatch as the Power Hour rolls on. It's easy to do. You do that over on thenewsjunkie.com, and we play it back right here for you. We have, let's see, Mr. Mike wants to talk about that police chief in Seattle. A lot of people had thoughts on that.
Well, what's up, guys?
Hey.
The chief of police needs to be in the city that they're the chief of police for.
True.
Imagine if Chief Brody was in New York when, instead of Amity, when Jaws started attacking. Everybody would be dead because he wasn't there to save them.
True.
That's insane. Wiggle, wiggle, chomp, chomp.
Yeah, it's a hands-on job. You got to be there. You got to be part of it. One more. Here's Tiny Hands Jones talking about Tony Romo, the liar. He says he's not lying.
Hey, Sean C. Lane. I just want to give my 2 cents in the whole Tony Romo situation. So, 2 things. Firstly, you can't quite hear what he says before Grandma and Grandpa. I don't think he's saying my Grandma and Grandpa. He's got 3 young kids. His oldest was born in 2012. So I think it's reasonable that he could be saying, I brought my kids to go see Grandma and Grandpa, so we're here to meet them. And his parents, his children's grandparents, live in Wisconsin. So I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
I don't think he could be lying there. It could be a reasonable explanation there. Secondly, for the open container laws can sometimes be a little iffy. Even if you don't have any alcohol in the container at all, they can still get you an open container charge, even if it's empty and bone dry. So, I think there's enough reasonable doubt there. He may not be lying. So, what are your thoughts? Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
I'm swaying all over the place on this one. I usually don't sway much on any of my takes. I think that's a fair point. I think that people would say, like C-Lane might say, if C-Lane was in the car and he was headed over to his parents' house, it wouldn't be unthinkable for him to say, if he was headed to his parents' house, oh, we're going over to Grandma and Grandpa's house. Because you're used to talking about your parents in the context of your child.
Yeah.
And if his parents were in that state, that's the exact
same thing I said when we talked about this at the beginning of the show. You never said it was a fair point.
I think it's a fair point when elucidated by Tiny Hands Jones. When elucidated by Christopher Lane, less so. Also, I may have been distracted in the moment.
Super surprising of you to say that.
Sorry. I'm just
did not expect that answer at all.
I'll admit all the things today. I'm admitting all of the things. I think that's a fair point. It was a fair point when C-Lane said it. Did you say that exact thing? Did you say it exactly like that?
Like we call it Grandma and Grandpa's house. Like if you have your kids, like we're going to Grandma and Grandpa's.
I'm sorry that I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I mean,
what else do you want me to say?
What do you want me to say? The opposite is that you, Tony Romo, as a 46-year-old man, visit your grandparents and still say, I'm going to Grandma and Grandpa's.
Yeah, but I can understand it. Not when you said it clearly, but when Tiny Hands Jones said it, I could understand what he was. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense, actually.
I'm going to get my own text-to-speech and then just put all my smart thoughts in Tiny Hand Jones' voice so that you believe me.
You could do that, and you could do it with sound effects. There's all sorts of sound effects. Have you been playing with them?
I have not yet. No.
Yeah, you should. You really should get into that. I think it's a good idea. All right. Political profanity is having a moment, according to Axios, they're saying. They're saying politicians are increasingly abandoning scripted language and publicly cursing. How do you guys feel about that? When politicians curse, do you think it's trashy or do you think it's fine? Are you okay with it? It's having an effing moment right now. You know what my thoughts are? If all of these politicians, including the President of the United States of America, all the way through everybody in the Senate, all the way through everybody in the House of Representatives. In fact, I think somebody might have cursed at Fauci yesterday. Right? These elected
there
leaders.
was an F-bomb dropped in the Fauci thing. I thought it was that Fauci dropped it, but let's find out.
Okay, I know he dropped one afterwards when the press was hounding him about his performance. But I thought somebody might have said a curse word during the hearing, too. I might be wrong about that.
Okay, so it's both. Both of those are true. Angry Fauci fires off an F-bomb during walk with wife hours after Senate grilling. I think somebody was probably either trolling him or something like that. Okay. And then during a heated Senate hearing, Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio hurled an F-bomb at Dr. Anthony Fauci, demanding, "Who the F do you think you were?" while criticizing federal pandemic-era masking and lockdown policies. It said that he was recalling a COVID arrest at a football game.
Okay. Carlos says, show a little decorum. But as C-Lane's highlighting here, this is not what politicians are doing. As Axios is highlighting in the article, there's more cursing from politicians than ever before. I'm just saying, if you guys are going to do that, if the elected officials who are supposed to be the adults in the room are going to do that, then we could just ditch this whole FCC rule about what we can and can't say on the radio at this point.
I think so.
Because this is out of control.
Moreno said he decided to run for office soon after learning that a woman was arrested at an Ohio middle school football game in 2020 for refusing to wear a mask, which was reportedly against school's policy at the time. Here I am, this is a quote from Senator Moreno, "Here I am sitting in front of you 6 years later saying, 'Who the F do you think you were for doing that?'" End quote.
So he just absolutely said the F word, the curse word? Wow. Now here, check this out for a stat. Presidents, vice presidents, and presidential hopefuls have used profanity 692 times in public since 1919. All right? Since 1919, that's over 100 years ago, presidents, vice presidents, and presidential hopefuls have used, profanity 692 times. 605 of those have been in the last 10 years. So all of the cursing has happened in the last decade. Trump and former President Biden account for 78% of all recorded profanity by presidents, vice presidents, and presidential hopefuls. Biden prefers words such as damn, whereas Trump has used more colorful language like the F word, the S word, bastards, and S-hole. So that's shocking, kind of jarring to see, but they still want to hold the radio waves to a different account than they hold themselves, apparently. Mm-hmm. At least that's all I could take from this. We'll see what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the Sophie Cunningham thing I was talking about. I got some updates on that were pretty surprising, actually. The Power Hour rolls on with you and your feedback and a grab bag segment. I've got a whole tab full of extras here, and we're going to start working through some of those and get the best of the best in. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio.
Stand by. I got to do a Mills Air live read. And then we have some drama to discuss. Thank you, Funky Fresh. Thank you, Funky Fresh, for the 2 gifted subscriptions. We're getting close to that goal. Funky Fresh. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs.
Shoulder there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Folks, I am always telling you about great companies, and one that I really, really do swear by is a company that helps people like you out when their air conditioning isn't working the way that it should. I don't want you to panic when that's the case, but I know it's very tempting to. When you feel the air blowing out of your AC, whether it's in your car or your house, and it's warmer than you expected, that will freak you out. That will make you think, oh, how expensive is this going to be? Do I need a new air conditioning? But Mills Air is going to help you no matter what's happening with your AC. Their expert techs can fix any kind of air conditioner you might come across. And they're very, very nice about it, honestly. I think that this is something that should be just the expected norm with AC companies, but it's just not what you get. A lot of times you get people who are trying to rip you off. In Mills Air, they're not going to do that. If you want honesty, give them a call for your AC problems. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Stand by, just getting Today I Learned wrapped up here. So we could finish the show in style. Hello? How many costume changes are we going to undergo in one day? You have another outfit on? Oh. Okay. Oh, why? I thought you looked great. Oh, thank you. Hold on. I thought you looked great. You went and changed your shirt just because I said something about it? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, please don't do that anymore. Put both shirts on. That's it. That shirt looks good, though.
I've had my younger niece came, not mine.
Oh, yeah?
Mean one.
What'd you get?
Grilled chicken and salad.
That's what you got at, what's the place again?
Season 52.
Season 52? Oh. You should have got the flatbreads.
Yeah.
You didn't want one?
No, I want a flatbread.
It's too late. You already had your opportunity. Hang on. Hello?
That same senator also asked about you. Do you feel like you're in deep shit? Because one of his attorneys was described as a lawyer whose clients only call if you're in deep shit.
See? Man, they're just like letting it rip, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see?
What? No, you already showed me those. You tried to hit me. What'd you do?
I'm getting better. I'm getting better with them. Huh?
Wow.
Huh?
I think you should quit.
And do this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Who knows?
Ow! Lady! Get out of here. We're not doing this. We're not doing a treat every day.
Look how cute.
No, chat says no treat for lady. No.
No, they're not.
Yes, we're not doing any treats. She's so desperate. Look how desperate she gets. Yeah, I know, you're great. And your ears look fantastic, but we can't do a treat every day. It's just too much. I only have a couple of minutes. We can't do it. No, stop. She gets pretzels after the show. Give her a treat. Ban everyone who said no treat. Okay, give me one of the treats. This is the last time.
Yeah.
This is it. Thank you. Little steak. Okay, stop freaking out. Will you stop freaking out? Chill. I have it. You're shaking. Relax. Ready? 5 tricks. If you perfect them, you get the treat. Spin. What was that?
No, because you've been throwing it recently.
Oh, she's so smart. Oh my God. Okay, here you go. I'll just give it to you. I'll just give it to you. I'll just give it to you. 2 minutes and we're back. I thought she was being an idiot, and she was being smarter than I ever anticipated. You're right. She thought that because I was throwing them down the hallway before, she wasn't used to doing a performance. We made a News Junkie magnet with a 3D printer. Nice. Look at that. That's cool. Thank you, Funky Fresh. That's awesome. That's the AC. It does that sometimes. Okay, are you done? You want to say goodbye to the people? Come here. Come here. Oh, we got a big dog. It's a big dog we got here. Say hello. Say hello. Okay, you've done enough. You had your treat. She knows exactly what she's doing. 1 minute and we're back live. Give her a treat. I did. I literally just gave her a treat. Unbelievable. The power hour rolls on. The dog has taken over. Up is down. Left is right. Yes, please. Thank you for reminding me. Let's do that. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that guy. That's great. All right. Folks, Antonio Pizza will be joining us on the show tomorrow. I forgot about that.
The heart of the movie is Rocky and Grace, and their friendship is hard-earned.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Raiders of the Lost Podcast, and listen now.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Preset. Preset. That's Preset. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
It's a show called The News Junkie, the world's most viral newsroom. You're in it right now. Hang out with us. Learn more over at thenewsjunkie.com. Now, I thought that WNBA thing, like the pseudo scandal, wasn't really a scandal. It was just that one of the stars of the WNBA, that Sophie Cunningham lady, she's the one who did the meme where she just like pointed at the other girl.
That's what I thought she was.
She kept that point going. She's on the same team with Caitlin Clark. And she made a statement, which was pretty like milquetoast, about biological men in women's sports. And then the WNBA like had a weird fallout at one of their games. It was the Seattle Storm game when they were playing her team. And now I'm very surprised, but there's been people who have been suspended. There's been apologies. There's been a lot of stuff. Sophie Cunningham basically just said she didn't want biological men making it unfair for women in women's sports. This is a position, as I highlighted yesterday, that is not only not radical, it's maybe one of the most popular positions one could have in modern American discourse. It's like 80% of the populace agrees with that statement. It's an effort done by people who are mostly lunatics and very political people who want to make you feel crazy. They want to put social pressure on you, even though there's so many more people that agree with you than ever will agree with anything that they believe in. And they got away with that doing that for a long time. And they want to kind of keep doing that. But I wasn't expecting this. I said that they handled this all wrong. I said that the message that a lot of these places should take up is just to be like, no political statements at all. And then just keep the sports on display at these events. But when you open it up for political statements and somebody does one that's massively popular with the American public and the supporters show up and have signs and then they get attacked by WNBA fans and WNBA coaches and co-owners for their opinion, when that happens, then you got a problem on your hand. Jack Thompson, a sports reporter and journalist for Fox, says the Seattle Storm have apologized. I'm really surprised at this. The Seattle Storm WNBA team has apologized for the conduct of a co-owner towards two young girls who were supporting Sophie Cunningham on Tuesday night. Footage and testimony shows a further storm of chaos as the two girls endured that the team has not addressed. The WNBA has confirmed that Seattle Storm co-owner Celeste Keaton has been suspended from attending the team's next 5 home games and has been fired because these women showed up with signs in support of Sophie Cunningham, and the woman went over like a lunatic and started berating them and cursing at them and yelling at them. And she was the co-owner of one of the WNBA teams. And now that woman has been banned from attending the next 5 home games for the Seattle Storm WNBA team.
Does she regularly attend all the home games?
I would imagine the co-owner, right? I mean, I would guess that she was there. This is the girls talking about their experience. I have to be careful because they curse at some point.
Well, we were just sitting there with our signs that said, like, we love Sophie, like, thank you, Sophie, for speaking up. And so we were holding on, just watching the game. Again, like, we were being super great. We hadn't said anything to anyone else. We were being super respectful. We were just holding our signs and cheering for both teams. And this lady, older lady, comes up to us. And she comes up to us, and at first I think she's going to be nice. And then she asks, like, what are you guys doing? Something like that. And then it was like, Jesus loves everyone. That's what she told us. And I was like, oh, I know. Like, I'm religious. Like, I know. Like, I know. Really nice. Yeah. And she's like.
So she came up and she was like, Jesus loves everyone. And then she was using that to try to use their religion to make a point on them. And then afterwards, she started screaming at them and said, like, F you, you're effing insane, to these girls who had showed up at the match. Then there were supporters that I guess were just like trashing them. And hold on. This is a grown-ass man. These 2 young girls are there, and this is a grown-ass man trying to get into it with them because they have a sign that he disagrees with at the NBA game. And he's telling all the security, he's like, take out the trash, get these girls out of here. They're trash. He was trying to mix it up with these 2 girls. Get out of here. So they were being confronted by multiple fans. Then here's another one. Check this out.
Who would have thought there had been such drama at this WNBA stuff?
I wouldn't have thought so. Check this out. This was pretty shocking to me. There was somebody who was a supporter of Sophie Cunningham, and one of the Seattle Storm fans comes up in the stands and spits on her. He literally, the guy comes up.
And she got it perfectly in video.
Yeah.
He had to have known she was taking video. What an idiot.
Yeah, he spits on her because he was not happy with what was going on, and she was a Fever fan, I guess. This is pretty bad behavior all around from the fans, and they seem to be kind of saying that they were going to do something about this at least. Sophie Cunningham from the WNBA has responded with, again, these are like very milquetoast statements. I truly believe there's a safe space and love for everybody. Biological girls, biological boys, trans women, and trans men. Everyone is welcome at my table. You can disagree, but still be kind. Bravo to those girls for standing up for what they believe. You'll be hearing from me soon. Yay for gifts. Truly embarrassing of the co-owner of the team doing this. Unfortunately, shows the type of leader that she is. So, again, very middle of the road, milquetoast comment, and saying that she just supports these girls. That's where this has gone. We'll see if there's any more fallout, but they at least said that they were going to punish and suspend the co-owner of one of those teams, who, I don't know much more about that lady, but I guess she's the one who confronted the young girls. All right, let's see here. We want to work in you. Your commentary is always welcome on the show, whether you agree, disagree, or somewhere in between. It's always excited to hear what you have going on. So hit us up with your photo, video, or otherwise audio dispatches at thenewsjunkie.com. Check this out. Funky Fresh sends over a photo dispatch, and it says, hey, we made our very own News Junkie magnet with a 3D printer.
Nice.
That looks cool, man.
Where are they?
I don't know.
It looks beautiful.
Wait, is this real? There's no way. That's not Seattle, is it? Right?
I don't actually know.
There's like the most gorgeous waterfalls behind it. This looks very AI. It's like so beautiful where they are. It looks AI. Let us know, chatters who are watching, if you think this is AI or not. But thank you, Funky Fresh. Very, very cool. I appreciate that. I'll get to more of your feedback here in just a moment on the show. But I wanted to share something else with you because there's a lot of people talking about this as well. Every time I see this come up in my neighborhood, because it's a huge fight, but I guess there's a construction site in Los Angeles where the coyotes totally took over. I'll do this real quick.
It's hardly unusual in Southern California to see coyotes roaming the streets and moving on. What's surprising here is to see them moving in.
They're usually sunning themselves up on this ledge.
Home
They
for
took
this
over.
pack of coyotes, neighbors count at least 6, is an abandoned condo construction site in the middle of West Hollywood.
Guys, they got to go somewhere. You know what I mean? These animals have to go somewhere. The coyotes have been forced out of a lot of these areas. It's a contentious battle, though, on most next door interactions when you start talking about coyotes and what should happen with them.
Save your cats.
Let us know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us your feedback right now. Yeah, these are just like at a straight up construction.
Vacant for years. In recent days, residents here say the coyotes are more of a curiosity than a threat and more than ready for their close-up, appearing quite comfortable and well-fed, says Cindy Sorley, who lives across the street.
Some guy pulled out and threw a whole bunch of fresh chicken legs over the fence.
Oh, don't do people that. Are feeding the coyotes.
Feeding them, watering them, and that is a problem because these are
Imagine how big they're going to get.
Unless you use
Feeding
distilled
them.
water and trim their coyote roots, then they can be bonsai coyotes.
Yeah, so this is what they're doing in this neighborhood. I wouldn't recommend feeding them. I just say, like, I don't, it's not surprising to me that the coyotes are going to take up a sanctuary somewhere. This is what they do, We've worked them out of a lot of the areas where they used to call home, but that's how they're handling it there. And you know what? Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And, of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah, mama, this surely is a dream.
Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting multiple rounds and waves of heavy rain and storms. Plan for around an 80%.
Folks, thank you so much for your support today. We didn't quite make the goal. That's okay. We got very, very close. We got 6 away. 6 away. That's very, very close. Thank you to all the new subscribers today. Thank you for all the people who gifted subscriptions to other listeners. I appreciate you. God bless you all. I want to say thank you to all the top-notch chatters like Zephys Biker, Vaughn Ripperton, Weed Consumer, Anonymous, Courtney. Oh. Thank you. Appreciate you. Mike, Yo Mama, Carlos, Bootsy, BDMX Con, Hailfire, all the best of the best. Even though you don't play my dispatches, what dispatch? Did I not play the drone dispatch? So just quick little piece of information for you. Holy shit. Thank you to Maya. Maya, look at that. 5 subscriptions over on Twitch. Hey, I'll count that. I'll count that. Thank you to Maya for the 5 Twitch subs. If you're talking about the video dispatch yesterday, Bootsy, after the show I had to do some work because when somebody records a video on your iPhone, the quality is so high now that they're like gigabyte files. And so when you try to upload that to the website, it crushes it. So I had to build a thing that can cross-convert files, and I had to rerun your 2 videos, and then I was able to watch them after the show. But I did see them, and I did show Courtney too. And we couldn't decide if drone delivery is a big breakthrough and it's going to be something that we see a lot of in the future, or a gimmick. After your experience, Bootsy, did you think drone delivery stuff is the future or a gimmick? The future or a gimmick? I don't think it was a big breakthrough. Thank you to Funky Fresh for the 5 gifted subs. Gimmick. I have to say, though, it was super cool to see that thing like come down and drop a package in your backyard. It's just crazy. But maybe gimmicky, she says. Big thank you to Obi-Wan Cannoli with the 6 gifted subs coming through. You guys didn't have to do this. Funky Fresh, boom, 5 gifted subs. We blasted through the goal. Holy cow, in the last minute. That's so awesome. We did it. We did it, everybody. Go claim yours over at thenewsjunkie.com, or better yet, subscribe to support the show. Somebody said, so basically it was Bootsy's fault that it didn't work. Well, what Bootsy showed me by submitting the video dispatch was that there was a problem and I could fix it, which I always love. It's like somebody pointed out the other day, hey, when I'm using Bluetooth headphones to listen to the podcast and I try to pause on the Bluetooth headphone, it doesn't pause the show on the app. And I said, that's a specific problem, but I'm pushing an update that's going to help with that. You guys deserve as much and then some. All right, those are all gobbled up. Thank you so much for your support. All right, folks. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow for an absolute barn burner of a show. Stay gold. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your current policy into English so you know what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth, so you know exactly what needs to be protected. It's supersure.com. That's supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What if we told you Matt Damon was screaming on set to get his voice weather warned for The Odyssey? From the TikTok Podcast Network, Raiders of the Lost Podcast has the whole story about the biggest movies of the summer. Download the iHeartRadio app and search Raiders of the Lost Podcast now.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real radio.
Mainlining today's top stories. You're listening to the News Junkie, Sean Wasson.
Stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. We'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. for subscribers. Secret shows live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. If you missed that, 5 p.m. on Fridays. It's available on demand for our supporters and subscribers. That's a fun time. Okay, let's wrap everything up here as we roll out on a Thursday. Somebody said there's some things going on in the dating world in New York City. Okay, here's somebody who's trying to lock in a date, and they said, "Good morning. What time / where is dinner tomorrow?" And the guy said, "Have you been to La Mercerie?" And then she says, "I have not. It looks gorgeous." And then she said, "Can you send me an Uber for dinner tomorrow?" And then the guy said, "No, I won't. I'm happy to pick a restaurant next to you." And the lady who posted this got 4.4 million views. Single girlfriend in New York City's text message with a hinge match. She's upset. She said, now women in New York City, they want somebody to send an Uber to pick them up for the date, which sounds expensive.
It can be.
If you're sending an Uber over to somebody, this person says she's entitled to whatever expectations of men she wants. True. But asking a stranger from the internet to send a car is cringy. She has no business being upset if you won't. The guy's response is simultaneously fair, abrasive, and weird. He said, "How about I come to you?" Hard not to say stuck single if you interact like this, she said. And then there was one other clip I wanted to try to work in. Oh, this happened with a dog the other day. Here it is with a cat, sensing an earthquake right as it was about to happen.
Ooh.
Getting out of the room right before stuff started falling all over the place. Yeah, there's a cat that must have said, like, something's wrong way before the room starts shaking. And then the cat just goes, nope, pieces out.
But where to? Like,
I don't know, yeah.
Did it find safety?
I don't know. That's in Japan, the earthquake that they just have been dealing with.
I saw a fantastic cat video this morning of it was somebody who had used a projector to play like Nintendo, old school Nintendo Super Mario Brothers on an entire wall. Like the projector was big. The entire wall was this video game. And they're jumping around with Mario, and the cat was going ape-ass trying to get Mario on the wall. And I was like, damn, that's fun.
Now I want one of those. I don't know if Junkie Cat would go crazy for it. But now the final thing in the stories that didn't make the cut is, C-Lane, I don't understand prison. I don't get it.
I don't want to have to understand prison.
The story is Sean Diddy Combs, his release from federal prison has been moved up 1 month.
Did he just get in a fight?
Yeah, you just told me he got into a prison fight, and now they're like, well, we'll let him out a month earlier. I don't understand what's going on over there, but I guess he's getting out sooner. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Thank you, everybody. A good time today and a big, fat Friday show for you tomorrow. Full house, lots of good stuff going on right now.
Special guest.
Yes, indeed. Very special guest. Today I learned this band right here.
Weezer.
That's right, Weezer. There was a Weezer cruise in 2012 and 2014, and they went all in. In addition to Weezer performing on the cruise, they hosted game nights, they took day excursions with people, and they even had a prom. These guys,
that sounds Weezer.
They got all the money. They've sold 10 million albums in the United States, 35 million worldwide, and they still got time for people on the cruise. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next time.